Today, it's not a hill, I guess it's in the circle, is Cheyenne Blevins. This will be our first softball broadcast of the year, so if our terminology is off, I'll blame it on that. I got to take responsibility for us being late here today. TJ and the station sent me a message. It looks like Saturday I got it. And for those of you that know me and my work schedule, I usually get about 100 on average emails a day, if not more, sometimes a little bit less. I didn't catch it. I missed it. I had a bunch of warrants that I was signing and things that came through on my phone. I did not catch the email from TJ. I looked at the baseball schedule this morning and realized we didn't have any games around here for baseball, so I thought, well, that's why they didn't send us anything. And then was uptown visiting with some folks when I got a message from Charlie saying, are we covering the softball game today?
Yeah, the boxcasters started coming on. Like, whoa.
I started scrambling around, and he said, I can be there in 40 minutes, but I'm out in the field. And I said, well, I can make it as quick as I can go. I didn't even have a car. I had to hitch a ride with.
I thought they were chasing you when you were on my street.
Man, J. Lou Rodriguez had to give me a ride to my car, and then I had to run here. So here we go. There's a drive into left field. That was Molina with a nice shot over there into left.
Wait on it right here. Wait on it and drive it.
And so now the Lady Dogs have a runner on first, one out here. Cardinals lead 4-0 against Artesia JV. And once again, my apologies for being late. It's myself. We've got Ricindo Caballero. Welcome, Ricindo.
Hello, hello. How are you doing today, sir?
And we're kind of testing mics on the fly.
As we speak,
if the station hears our mics, let us know how we sound. That way we know if we need to adjust anything. And we'll adjust on the run. This is a kind of a crazy
We finally made it.
That's right. I had the main box that has all the controls and equipment.
And I had the
Charlie
had the brain.
Yeah, he had the brain of this whole thing in a box that he had, so we didn't even have the equipment together. And so now we're up and running. We apologize for missing that first inning, but we are in the second inning here. We're in the top of the second. Up at the plate is Reza for Artesia, the right-handed batter. She's got a 2-1 count here.
Says we're loud in here, Jones.
Yes, I see him. And so we should be good to go. Here comes the pitch from Blevins. That one's going to be high and outside for ball 3. 3-1 to Reza.
So we really only missed one inning of action there.
Yeah, one inning. What helped us a ton was that change of pitchers for Artesia there in the first. There's a chipper over the third. They're going to try to turn it, and the ball pulls Jones off second base. As the throw from Gaetan was wide, and so they get nobody on that one. That'll advance the runner. Now runners at first and second as Reza with the, we'll call it an error. I'll show it as a single here on my notes, but it was definitely an error on the fielder's choice.
Trying to pull that double play, kind of took it off that bag there on second, but it's all right.
So next up is number 15, Loya. She takes that first one right down the middle, and I'm assuming they're going to say that is
he hasn't made up a sign yet. I guess it's a ball.
Yeah. I think he's saying high, and then on the kind of a little bit of a catcher dropped the ball, and there was a little delay and a delayed steal, but both runners advance. And that one's going to go all the way to the back and then come back, and we had them in a pickle for a minute. We're just not very quick thinking right now. They're
almost had two players on third there.
Yes, yeah, their reaction's about as fast as me and Charlie getting our equipment up here to get this game
and getting my score bug going here. I'm still struggling.
There's an inside pitch for ball 3. 3-0 here to Loya.
Blevins is struggling here. She started off the game pretty good there in that first inning.
Yep. Cheyenne Blevins in the circle. I keep wanting to say on the hill. Said in the hill here.
Sit on the hill all weekend, that's why.
High and outside as Loya walks, and that'll bring up Terry. So Terry.
We've got them loaded up now.
Yep. Terry heads to the plate with the bases loaded, one out. Lady Cards with a 4-0 lead here. Got to get some stops, and that first one's going to be inside for ball 1. So Cheyenne back in the circle, ready to go. Steps up there on the, I guess you call that a rubber and
yes,
softball.
She hits the batter here.
Yep, and she
don't you have to try to move?
Attempt to move. Yeah, I think she leaned into it.
She leaned in. Like, let me get that piece of that one.
So she's hit by a pitch, and that'll bring up Garcia. And so Garcia comes to the plate. It's now 4-1 after we walked a run in right there.
And the bases remain loaded here for Garcia. You said it's the batter?
Yes. Yeah, that is M. Garcia. That's what I show here. 13. Trying to see if I can
There you
see.
go.
Blevins throws a strike in there.
I don't have any idea what that says.
Nice strike.
It's not an M.
Almost looks like milk. Milk Garcia. Milk, it does your body good.
It does.
Garcia's up there. I can't read the writing. That is one thing about softball and baseball. When these coaches, when they bring you a lineup, half the time it's handwritten on a piece of paper. Tyler Almaguer is the only guy I've ever seen in my life that brings up a computer-generated
And a lot of these
lineup.
coaches were like one step away from being a doctor.
Yes, yes. I got it. I got it. That
What's
was
out there,
right.
Charlie?
Oh, shoot. I don't have it. It made me jump. I had my hands
Made
out
me
ready for
jump.
it.
You hit Charlie's big old head in there.
I'm just worried about the cabeza.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a foul ball right back to us. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Garcia.
I'd start wearing a
There's
hard
a
hat on.
Another one.
nice pitch and a nice foul ball back over. That one's headed into the parking lot.
Oh.
That'll get somebody's car.
I parked right over there. I shouldn't have parked there.
That'll probably get Charlie's car then.
No wonder you got here so quick.
I'm driving my company vehicle. I don't know what
It's
I hit a
perfectly
bird.
fine, right?
I hit a bird.
A
We
big
are on
yellow
the
bird,
radio.
There's a drive over into the gap. Going to go into left field. Scooping it up in left is Riley, and she's going to throw it home. Making a good stop there. They held it to 1 run, but Garcia going to get the RBI single for the Lady Dogs.
Beautiful job getting that ball in real quick.
Yeah.
Because she held it a little bit longer, another score probably would have
Yeah.
came in.
So trying to see who this is. Next in line shows Ruiz, but it has her as a flex. So that brings her
number
to the
one.
top of the lineup. That's Tovar. And Riley makes a diving catch.
No,
and then
she missed
throws
it.
Oh, she did miss
Yeah,
it?
she barely missed and the
Oh,
ball hit the
wow.
ground. That's why everybody hesitated for the orange team out there.
Yeah, so that's
She
another
made a great play on it, but she didn't catch it in the
RBI.
air.
And now it's a 4-3 game. Riley come running up, stretched out, made a dive in what
Hope
looked
she's
like a
okay.
catch. Yeah, she's kind of flexing one of those legs around
Checking
now
on her out
after the
there.
dive.
Because she was running up hard and that ball died in front of her, just stopped right in front. She tried to dive and get in, missed it by a smidge.
Mm-hmm.
It's a smidge.
It's a smidge. A big smidge would have made a big difference here.
Yep. So the Eunice coaching staff comes out onto the field checking on Dillard and walking out there into the circle. I believe that's going to be Regan, isn't it?
Yes, sir, you are right.
So Regan Wilson helping with this softball program this year. Young lady was a heck of a pitcher.
She
in
knows
her
a thing or
day.
two about softball.
She took this Lady Cardinal team to a state championship game and had a chance to win it all. She was one of those that would get up there in the circle and pitch like 3 games a day and still look like she had the same fire in the last game that she had in the first game when she was up there for sure.
They don't have the same restrictions in softball as they do in baseball.
No, there's a dribbler foul over toward the third base dugout. So 4-3 is your score, 1 out, bases still loaded. Cheyenne Blevins in the circle for the Lady Cardinals. Here at Lady Cardinal Field, in between the Activity Center Middle School and the brand new nice elementary right over that outfield fence. Really neat setup here in Eunice. This softball field's a nice one.
Got some fresh turf out there as well, like maybe a year old.
Yep. That one's going to be high and outside for ball 2. So 2-1 here. And this is number 4. This is Bustamante. Young lady had a high fly ball for a fly out in her first at bat. She's up there ready to go again, and that one's down that outside edge.
Got it.
Looked like it was about 6 inches to a foot outside to me, but
Hands are getting unruly.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with them 100% on that call, right? There it is on the
there's a
changes.
swing and a miss for strike.
Oh, she bumped it. She
It was a foul ball, they said.
Oh, wow.
tipped it.
I don't think she bumped it. I just think that guy sees about as
Just what
straight
I
as he
think.
saw that strike a while ago. But 2
It's a
balls,
makeup
2
call, right?
strikes. That's
Makeup
right.
call.
Here comes the next pitch. It's a hit high, right up over the
in
catcher.
play.
Gaetan trying to get underneath it. Oh, and it goes off her glove.
Man, forgot about the alligator catch.
Onto the turf. Charlie, you need to give him that alligator lesson.
I'm telling you, got to.
Yep, got to get that gator going. Got to get that other part of the mouth. Get a little.
It tickled our field reporter.
That's right. That's right.
That's how we taught the little girls. I don't know if they still do that.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here comes the next pitch, and it's high and inside. Rushing back is Bustamante as she did the limbo like I used to do on roller skates at the skating rink when I was a youngster.
That's a long
Yeah,
time
me
ago.
too.
That's a long time ago.
I did that last week.
Did that last week.
No wonder you were late today.
That was when you had a disc out in your back.
Hey, if I do the limbo, there's something bad wrong.
And she's going to earn the walk here.
Another one comes in, right?
Bustamante with the
Ties
walk.
it up.
Tied it up.
That's another. What number is the batter?
So are we on our
It's number
second pitcher already?
26
Do we have
maybe,
a
or
pitching
20?
change or no?
No, that's our original pitcher from
Oh,
the beginning of the
okay.
game, sir, for the Eunice Cardinals. This is number 20.
And there's a
There you
drive
go.
into second
Oh, beautiful
base.
job.
Second baseman going to make
You get
the
her?
catch,
Yes,
then
double
flip it
play.
over, and we get a double play
That'll
as
do.
Jones makes
Yes.
a good
That will
catch
do.
and then flips it to Zamora. Haley Jones on the front end of that double play. Good job there by that young lady. That'll move us into the bottom of the second. We'll keep it here and just kind of run down our sponsor list really quickly. You want to run over those?
Shout out to our sponsors: Park Energy Service, Beach Aid Service and Rentals, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, the City of Eunice, Davies Country Kitchen, Cardinal Hardware, Lavelle Insurance, Redbird Garage, NMR Pipeline LLC, Redbird Gas, Guns Up Services, Outlaw Grill and Bigger Than Me Pizza, Eunice Wrecker, and Badger Hydrovac, our proud sponsor of today's doubleheader here in Eunice as the Lady Cardinals are facing the Artesia Bulldogs in softball.
Yeah, definitely a rough start for us, not for the Lady Cardinals, as they have now set in a tie game 4-4. They put 4 runs in the first.
They're going to run us off. They was ahead until we got here.
Yeah, that's probably true.
No, until you got here, Charlie.
I was
Is that
gonna
what it
say,
was?
You could have dropped the box off and left.
I was going to say you got a mouse in your pocket or what? We were here. They were leading 4-0. Charlie showed up and gave up 4 runs. So
I don't know what happened there.
yeah, but. Anyway, we're playing here in a beautiful, beautiful, nice afternoon here. Sunny, slight breeze.
Yep.
I would guess somewhere in the neighborhood of the mid-70s as far as temperature goes.
Yes, sir.
It
He's
doesn't get
talking-
much better than this.
Jimmy, you're talking about that turf. I remember days sitting here with the dirt blowing in your
Yes.
eyeballs you couldn't see. So
And
this
it
is
almost
great.
blew out of that west, so it'd blow right into your
Every
face.
time.
When we had that real dirt out there, it was dirt straight in the face. So this turf is much, much more better. So here we go. Coming to the plate is that Riley?
Right,
It
yes,
is.
sir, Riley.
So Riley Dillard, this is the leadoff batter for this Lady Cardinal team. So they batted from top to bottom in the first inning, and she'll start this second inning. In that left-handed batter's box, she takes that one low and out. Oh, no,
Low and a
he gave
strike.
About the corner.
an extremely late signal, but he calls it a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike here.
He has to think about it for a minute.
Yeah. And there's a drive high up over the first base dugout trying to get to it, and they don't. It finds the turf. So all of that to say strike 2.
Yeah.
1 ball,
That
2
was
strikes here
kind
to
of a high,
Dillard.
high ball, too.
Yeah, she
hit.
took a hack at it.
Oh, so she switched over
Oh,
to the
and now
right hand
she's going
side.
to jump over to the right side.
Oh, hit it that way.
See, I didn't even know you could do that until this year. I don't believe I've ever seen that until this year.
In softball or?
That ball's outside. And
Yeah.
I didn't. Can you do it in
Yes, sir.
baseball too?
Yes,
Just
sir.
jump from one side to the other?
Yeah.
You know, I played baseball my whole life and watched a ton of baseball. Never seen that till this year.
And I don't think I ever seen anybody do it either.
Yeah,
Never have?
this year I've seen it. We did it in baseball the other day, and I'd never seen it before. And
The only rule they have in baseball, if the pitcher can throw right and left-handed,
Yeah.
the batter has to commit to the right side or the left side. He cannot go back and forth.
Gotcha.
As
Oh.
Riley goes down on strikes here.
So strike
Been a good
3
one to
as
swing.
Dillard goes down swinging there.
Because nowadays, believe it or not, you have a pitcher can throw right-handed and left-handed.
Yeah,
And they have those special gloves they can alternate on the mound.
like
So they want to pitch, too.
Oyante or Osante or what the heck's that guy's name?
Exactly.
Otante or
Otani.
Otani, that's it. There's
Well,
Jones. She's going to dribble that one
She'll
over
get
towards
that
short.
speed
Shortstop
kills.
trying to get there, and Jones outruns it to
Uh-oh,
first.
uh-oh.
It skips off the wall, and then they get Jones in a rundown as she's in
She's
a pickle.
safe.
And
Oh,
she's
dropped
going to
the ball.
dive back into first, stretched out. She did a belly flop better than
She's
the ones
stretched
I
out
used to
all the
do
way.
at the swimming pool back off the diving board. And but she gets in there, and the throw back to first
Guess
goes
that's
in and
only-
out of the glove.
Only downside to the turf, it kind of leaves plastic marks on you.
Yeah, so Jones, all of that to say she got a single, and that'll bring up Michaela Pierce, who walked her last at bat. And Jones with a big lead over there. I thought she might get in a pickle again right there. And so Jones back on the base, ready to go. Pierce coming to the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. She takes
gonna
that
take
one
off.
down the middle. They throw it over toward, and they're going to gun her. And they pick Jones off at second.
Yeah.
And
We're going to talk about it, he said.
yeah, Coach Kemple wants to talk about it. I usually call a spade a
Yeah.
spade. I thought they got her.
Looked like it.
But,
She probably should have slid down
yeah,
under it.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah, for sure.
She
Was a
would've
heck
slid,
of
she
a
would have made
throw.
it. Yeah, if she would have slid, she would have made it easy.
Oh, yeah.
Heck of a throw by the
Catcher.
home plate, or by the catcher, yeah. I was saying home plate as I'm watching the 2 umps.
At my home
Gathered
plate.
around home plate, huh?
Yeah, the Coach Kemple went over to the first base umpire and then referred him back to the behind the plate umpire and asked if they come over here and talk about it. And they're going
She
to
still
call
stays
her.
out.
Called her out.
They're going to call her out. So I guess the
Well,
home ump didn't see anything different than what the other did, and so down goes Jones on the pickoff at second. Pierce still at the plate. She's got 1 ball, 1 strike here. Now 2 outs in a 4-4 game. And Pierce steps in there ready to go. Michaela Pierce swings at that one, hits it right back up toward us off the fence.
somebody's bound and determined to hit me in the top of the head.
They're going to get you.
Show him the belay, huh?
I'm gonna go get my hard hat after this break.
Yeah.
Get a little break.
Yep, that is for sure. Back up there, ready. Here comes that next pitch. It's high and outside for ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rock boogie oogie oogie oogie. Hey, Dean. I can't ever remember what I'm supposed to say, so we just made up our own version. And there's a drive up over the first baseman's head. It's a high one, trying to get there, and she does. As Pierce
Out number
goes
3.
down on the fly out in foul territory for out number 3. So that'll move us to the top of the 3rd. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
BTH Services and Rentals LLC is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. They wish all the young athletes an incredible basketball season and send a special shout out to the class of 2025 seniors. Congratulations on this milestone. Go Big Red. BTH Services and Rentals, proud supporters of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports here live at Lady Cardinal Field here in Eunice as your Lady Cardinals are hosting the Artesia JV Lady Bulldogs. We've got a 4-4 tie. We're moving into the 3rd inning, and the Artesia Lady Bulldogs will be at the plate. Up first for them will be Aguilar, a young lady that
Got that last out, right? Playing first base.
that's what I thought.
She looks like with that number 17, right?
Yeah, well, that's her. But
Yep.
Yep, stepping in there, ready to go.
Ooh, that
Watch
looks
beautiful
that first
pitch.
one
Damn.
right down the middle.
Oh, he
Oh, he
called
called a strike. Wow.
Oh, wow, it's a late call.
That was,
You can hear her. She's just right there. He's not that
Man.
far away. He looked back at her.
he said 5 minutes
All
later.
right, all right, all right. There's a swing and a chopper over foul.
That strike was a forced strike, right?
He really had to
All
contemplate on that.
I know.
So 0-2 here to Aguilar.
We're sitting real close to him, too, guys.
Yeah.
And next pitch is swung
Oh.
fouled back over the top.
Watch your head, everybody.
And it's going to come back down, and that one will.
Oh, it
yeah,
did.
that'll wake
Sure
you up.
did.
That'll wake you up. That'll knock some teeth out if you ain't paying attention. You'll be walking around looking like a hockey player.
That thing
You
up
just
there,
got a hockey team, huh?
That thing up there is like a pinball machine up there.
I'm telling you. 0-2 is the count. The next pitch is low and inside for ball number 1. So now a whole bunch of stuff happening for a 1-2 count.
That's softball for you. A lot happens in a little bit of short time, and nothing really occurs.
Behind the plate,
Catcher's adjusting her plate.
catcher Gaetan trying to get them shin guards all straightened out.
Got to have them just right.
That's right. They can start to pinch you. I played a little catcher in my day, and they're not the most comfortable things to wear for sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Aguilar. She steps back in there, ready to go. We got a 4-4 tie. Blevins in the circle. Her pitch is dribbled down the third base line, going to stay foul.
Was that Charlie?
No,
Oh,
it's my buddy.
yeah.
2-2 is your count. Here's the next pitch. It's swung on and
Oh,
hit hard.
Off
and
the
that'll-
wall.
Coach.
That'll wake them up.
Off the wall. Hits
that
their own coach, huh?
That one skipped off the Eunice dugout and almost took out the Artesia third base coach.
She was dancing for sure.
Yes, she was. She
How's
was
she
bobbing
doing?
and weaving. She jumped in there. Looked like one of those moves they do in the Olympics. Some of that synchronized dancing and whatnot. As she had like the heel back up toward her backside. And that one's inside. And now she's worked herself into a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here.
Money pitch.
And so Aguilar ready to go. Here comes the pitch from Blevins. It's down the middle. It's fouled back again. A lot of pitches to this batter. Blevins going to have a wore-out shoulder by the time this batter goes somewhere.
We just got a striker. That's all we got to do right here.
Yep.
See our field photographers down there taking photos.
Oh, yeah. We got Miss Cole out there getting after it like she always does, taking her
Oh, man.
photos live and free right here. She'll post them later. We appreciate all that she does. Thank you so much for the amazing pictures. As Aguilar earns the walk, and that'll bring up Molina. The young lady singled her last at bat. She's now got a runner on first. And that's a swing and a miss for strike number 1. Good-looking pitch there from Blevins. Still in a 4-4 tie here in the top of the third. Stepping back up there is Molina. She's ready. That pitch is hit toward third. Third baseman going to scoop it up, throws it over toward first. Jones makes the catch, steps on the base. They catch the lead runner on the fielder's choice. So Molina with the fielder's choice.
And that was a good choice there by
For
by
1-1.
Don.
Yep. And so that'll bring up Reza, another young lady that singled her first at bat. Stepping up here, ready to go. She's now got a runner on first. Here comes the pitch from Blevins. It's driven high over into left center field. Trying to get there is KK Pierce, and she does. Scoops it into the glove and then fires it back in. Great catch there by Michaela Pierce.
She covered some ground getting to it, too.
So that'll hold the runner over on first, and that'll bring up Loya. Young lady walked her last trip to the plate. She'll step up here ready to go. Runner on first. 2 outs here. Blevins fires that one over. It's going to be fouled over in on top of the first base dugout. Knocked off a cloud of dust off the top of that.
That's a big cloud, too, wasn't it?
Anything you hit around here right now knocks dust off.
That young lady said, I'll knock the dust off that dugout right there. And
If it hits me, dust will probably come off of me, too.
Well, if it hits Charlie, dust will definitely fly. But anyway.
Won't let that go.
Here comes the next one. That one's outside, and they get the young lady kind of in a run down. Spin around, and she's going to slide in there
the
into
spin got
second.
her.
She had the spin move going. Almost looked like she thought she had a basketball in her hand and was going down the lane, going to do the spin move and the
For a
layup.
layup, right?
She caught it, did the spin move.
Well, they're still getting out of that basketball.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm still in basketball mode myself.
too.
Oh, there's
Fair
a
ball.
shot right down the line, and it's staying fair, making the turn, trying to get home, and in with a double
To take the lead.
is going to be Loya. I think that was Loya.
Yes, sir, that was.
21. She's going to have an RBI double and takes the lead for the Lady Dogs, and that'll bring up Terry. She got hit by a pitch her last at bat. She stood there and took it like a champ, too. She looked at it like I ain't moving and just
Kind
let
of
it
leaned
smack
into
her.
it, too.
And
Yeah, I
then
think she kind of leaned a little bit.
said that don't hurt and strolled right on down to first. So she's back up there now. She takes ball 1-0. Here comes the next pitch. It's
Oh,
right
that looked
down
good.
the middle. And we got that good early strike call right there for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1
Wasn't
strike.
confused on that one,
No,
was he?
that was a strike from
Yeah.
the get-go. He had the fist ready and then grabbed it like he was pumping iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever. And there's
Yeah,
another.
yeah.
He grabbed that one too and showed us the bicep as he flexed it up there for the second strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here.
They're going to pop that shirt.
I'm
Cut
telling
that
you.
out.
liable to pop a vein in a minute. There's that next pitch, and it's going to pop the bat.
Oh, my
That'll
goodness.
pop a vein. She stood there and took that one like a champ, too.
I think I've seen her pooch out a little bit now.
He said pooch out.
She heads over. She gets hit by a pitch, and she will head to first for the second time. And stepping up now is going to be Garcia, a young lady that had an RBI single her last at bat. Artesia with the 5-4 lead, and she hits that one right back over toward me. I was ready for that one. I had my alligator hands ready.
I was ready to run.
Chomp, chomp,
I was going to chomp, chomp, chomp like Charlie says.
I thought that was Pac-Man.
Yeah, Pac-Man. I was going to Pac-Man it up. So back in the circle is Blevins. She fires that one inside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in a 5-4 game. The Artesia Lady Dogs with a 1-run lead. Stepping back in there is Blevins. She lets it go
Oh, that
down
looked
the
good.
middle. Whee! Blevins even threw the hands in the
It
air.
was too high, I guess.
Like, what the heck is that one?
The umpire said it was just a little high.
Yep, he gave her the peace sign, like deuces.
Peace out.
I'm assuming that meant too
Too
high
high.
with the deuces, but 2-1, and that one's definitely going to be a
No.
little high and outside. So 3-1 here.
Levin seems a little frustrated on that last pitch, huh?
Maybe
Yeah.
so. Runners on first and second. 3 balls, 1 strike. Blevins in the circle. Ready. Here comes the pitch. That one's hit
That's
into
an out.
shallow center. Pierce coming up. She's
Got
going to
her.
grab it, and
See,
that'll
she
do it.
alligator. Did you see that?
Yeah, she did come up and do some alligatoring right there. And she makes the catch. That'll move us into the bottom of the third. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Bart Parker, owner of Redbird LP Gas Company, and his employees are proud of the Eunice Cardinals. Bart, class of 1971, state champions of both basketball and baseball, support the kids in their academics and athletics. And they realize balancing both is challenging, and they appreciate the Cardinals' determination. Redbird knows the Eunice Cardinals have worked really hard to get where they're at, and they're cheering them on all the way. Supporting the Eunice Cardinals, Redbird LP Gas Company. Eunice Public Schools empower students to soar by providing exceptional educational experiences in a safe and nurturing environment. The entire Eunice community comes together to champion sports and academics, fostering a spirit of collaboration and friendly competition. Eunice is a vibrant small town with a strong sense of community and academic excellence where everyone thrives. Eunice Public Schools, prioritizing student success, cultivating meaningful relationships, and striving for academic excellence to transform lives and unlock limitless potential.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports. We're live here in Eunice. Apparently, there was some sort of issue with the scoreboard, and our main man Shane is up here running the scoreboard today. One of our sponsors. We're going to throw him.
Go and name drop his name real quick.
We're
Throw
gonna
him
throw
under
him
the
under the
bus.
bus.
Run over him twice.
He's giving extra runs to the Bulldogs. He may be an Artesia fan. He's probably got some of them Artesia
Yeah.
companies giving him business. So he's like, hey, I'm going to slide y'all just a couple extra runs here.
All right now.
As he's wearing that Cardinal hat.
As Buckets, our coach, says, hey, you got to fix that. You give him too many runs. And so
That's a strike one on
wow.
Zamora.
That was another late,
That's
late,
an outside.
call.
Lely Zamora is up. Young lady ready to go. She takes strike one. Here comes the next pitch, and that one's high for ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Zamora. Struck out her last at bat. She's up in there ready to go. Her, the catcher, the umpire, all offset to the left a little bit farther than normal. But I guess they like it that way. 2 balls, 1 strike here on that call. Does that whole group not look like they're way
Yes.
over this away?
I don't know how you can
Just shifted.
see if it
Yeah,
goes
I
over
mean,
the
I
plate
don't,
if
I
you're over
don't
there.
either.
So it makes it
It's
3-1.
3-1.
That might have been a strike, but he was so far to the left he couldn't tell.
I'm telling you, look how far to the left they are. That don't look normal.
He only has one good eye, right?
Look, now it's even worse.
Why swing at that so far out?
So a swing and a miss there for
Making a
Zamora.
full
So
count.
3 balls, 2 strikes. That is a weird setup.
Yes, he does it almost every time. I think he only has one good
Well,
eye.
look.
He's almost out of the box.
He's
Oh, look at that. He's going to call that a strike,
and
too.
Strike
Oh, my
3.
goodness.
Down goes Zamora on the strikeout.
That's your
That's,
second strikeout, right, of the game?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Wow.
believe that's right. I keep thinking he's going to get hit with one because the catcher always
He
bounces
opens up.
over
He has
to
a
the
big
right.
space with nothing's protecting him in front.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Better him than me, right?
He's tough, man. There's a fly for, I believe is that Pierce? It is Pierce, and it's going to stay foul.
That's Bella Pierce, correct? Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what, you get a knot on your head here at this stadium.
Yeah, you could.
There's some little gaps in those things where that ball could just come down and give you a little wake-up call.
Starting to rethink this sitting out here amongst the folks still.
There's a drive over towards second. Second baseman with a nice scoop fires it over. And a ground out for Bella Pierce. Charlie gonna jerk the whole.
Whoa.
He gonna jerk the whole thing out the window.
I'm just wiggling around out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Just a wiggling.
yeah. He was wiggling.
Doing the electric slide down there.
He almost did the electric slide with all that electricity coming down on his noggin out there. He'd have been doing the electric shuffle.
Should be getting beat out. That's what you'd be doing. That's a ball one on Williams.
So Williams up to the plate. Young lady had an RBI double her last at bat. It was a rip too, and they've got her bunting.
Why?
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
no.
I'm not the coach by any means, but the last time she stepped up there, she ripped one out into outfield for an RBI double, and now we're bunting her with nobody on. But here we go. Now she's going to swing and rip that one down the third base line over there. Almost took out Coach Kemple. She
Trying
probably
to tell
said,
me. Yep, there
Yeah.
you go. We thought the same thing.
she probably said, "You told me to bunt it. Now
Yep.
I'm going to hit this foul ball over there at you and get you in the shin."
let me show you my power, coach.
As she steps back up there, ready to go. 1 ball, 2
Ooh, they off
strikes. That came out of her hand funny.
Yep.
I thought it was coming to me for a minute. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rock boogie, oogie, 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 Heath Dean.
Yeah,
And,
get her done.
They're ready to go. Here comes the next pitch, and there's
There it
a
is.
swing and a drive into center field. Williams strolls to first, makes the turn, shuffles around, looked like a Major League Baseball player as she went shuffling around first out there.
She made a big turn. I thought she was going for second there.
I did too. So she's going to have the nice single. Williams doing work. She's hit it into the outfield both at bats, and that'll bring up the catcher, Melanie Nieto. Young lady had an RBI double her last trip to the plate, and she steps in there ready with Williams on first. Here comes
Williams
that
is
pitch,
gone.
and Williams says, "I think I'm
Oh,
going to
no.
go."
Oh,
I think
go,
I'm gonna
go.
go.
Oh, she
And
could
now
have
She
made
would
it.
have made it.
She's going to dive back in there. Did the scorpion into first base.
Hindsight's
And,
2020, right?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, well.
So back up to the
Charlie
plate
said
is
go at her.
Nieto.
Buddy.
And that one's going to be low.
There
And
you
they're
go,
gonna
go,
throw
go,
it
go,
over
go,
right
go,
field.
now go.
Williams, now she's
Go
going to
three,
bounce
go
up,
three, go three.
and she's still
Go
going.
three.
She's going to make the turn. She's shuffling. Headed. They're going to hold her up right there as she thought about it.
Give her some oxygen over there on
I'm
third base,
telling
boys.
2 balls, no
Look at her.
strikes.
She's
And
struggling.
Williams needs the air tank. Get it over there and help her breathe.
Get a little O2.
2 balls, no strikes.
Is everybody okay
And,
in there?
he says you're right. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here.
Thought I heard something going on. I'm fixing
Give
to
that
take
guy a
off running.
mic, huh?
So Williams on third, starts to head down the third base line. She's ready to go. Well, that pitch is going to be low for ball number 3. 3-0 here to Nieto.
Red light, green light, Rosie.
I would
I'm
say
gonna go red.
Yeah.
2 outs. Running
Nieto
on third.
steps in there ready to go. Here's a pitch,
Oh.
and she gets a red light in the hip, and she didn't like
She
it.
didn't like it at all.
She was like, "Dang it, I did not want to get hit, you
Just
bunch
throw a
of
ball.
people."
Don't hit me with it.
That's right. I thought she was going to throw a temper
Courtesy running
tantrum
for this
on
young
that
lady.
one. As Nieto is going to head over
Charge
to
the
the
man or
dugout.
something.
She'll go get a chance to put on her catching gear a little early. And so who came in for her?
I couldn't see her number. I don't know if it's a 4 maybe or a
Trying
5.
to look here. Almost looks like a
Ponytail's
Via,
covered it
Via
up.
ponytail, but I can't tell for sure. Stepping up to the plate.
She gone, whoever it is.
Yeah, they are, and they are
I
over
think it's
there.
a 4, Jimmy.
A 4? So
Yes, sir, it's
I
4.
don't have a 4 on my list.
Huh.
Is there a 4 over here maybe somewhere?
Is it Mariah McGuire?
I don't know, but I don't see a 4
Send a field
anywhere.
report. Go ask real quick.
Yeah, I don't know.
Eunice team.
So anyway, at the plate is who's this batting?
It is Garcia.
Garcia. Lexi Garcia.
Sir, number 2.
Okay, she walked her last at bat. She's got a 2-1 count here. Runners on second and third, 2 outs in a game that we don't know the score of anymore because it is not right. And there's a
who's gonna
drive into
change?
left field.
Oh,
It's
It
in. It
to
was
stay.
in.
Oh, man.
that was a dead call, no?
A call.
Thought I hit it inside.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the wire and poles and everything else.
And the board. And the board now says 5-5. We're going to go with 4 or 5 pitches. Brought to you by Badger Hydrovac.
Somebody needs to get this young man down here a Gatorade or something.
And now that
trouble.
walk is brought to you by Badger Hydrovac.
It's too deja vu here, huh?
That's right.
Oh, deja vu.
And
I
now
think he's having trouble.
Lizzie
He's-
Gaetan,
Lizzie
right?
Gaetan heads to the plate. Runners on first and second. I believe the Cardinals lead here 5-4. And there's a chip foul ball right back over Tortoise.
Tortoise.
Tortoise
We ought
like
to
a
steal on
turtle.
base. We got some
Tortoise.
speed on there right
Is
now.
that like that turtle?
Yeah, when you get
Tortoise.
a tortoise, it'll scare you because they're not very fast, but it's coming
They
tortoise.
chomp hard.
They got that alligator mouth
Yeah.
though, and when they're trying to catch that fly ball. Anyway, 0-1, 2 outs here. Here comes the pitch. It's driven high and
Out of
foul
play.
over toward the first base dugout. Definitely out of play. Lizzie Gaetan making contact here in an 0-2 count. 2 outs. 5-4 score. The Cardinals lead by 1. Stepping back up there, ready as Lizzie Gaetan. Here comes a pitch.
Oh, nice
Oh, it's
changeup,
high.
and it's called.
Oop, he
Strike
rolled her up
three.
and set her down. He did some bow and arrow stuff.
I don't know what he was doing.
Looked like Robin Hood. It took him a while, but then he robbed us as he threw out that strike 3. And so down goes Gaetan on the strikeout. And so we will move into the 4th. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Did you know that Cardinal Hardware isn't just your ordinary hardware store? They're your one-stop destination for all your hardware needs. As the sole hardware store in town, they take pride in being locally owned and operated, serving the community with dedication and care. Cardinal Hardware is fully stocked with all the essentials you need, ensuring you can find everything you're looking for right in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Eunice is a beacon of community spirit where everyone knows your name and looks out for one another. It's an idyllic haven to raise a family with top-notch schools, a vibrant community, and thrives on sports and academics, and has an unbeatable low cost of living. Want to tap into the heartbeat of Eunice? Google cityofunis.org to unlock a treasure trove of community events, business listings, city maps, and so much more. Experience the magic of small-town living where everyone is welcomed with open arms.
Welcome back,
Hard
ladies
as
and
though.
gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice
We are
Cardinal
live,
Sports.
Charlie.
You're hearing Charlie talking about his hard hat over
Yeah.
there, and
Still
we
thinking
are
about it.
we are back live here in Lady Cardinal Stadium or Lady Cardinal Field or whatever we want to make up that they call this place because I
It's a
don't
nice
really know.
looking
What do
field,
they call
though, for
this?
sure.
What's
Softball field.
this? Softball
Lady Cardinal
field. all
softball
right.
field.
Lady Cardinal
That's
softball
what we
field.
call
Charlie's
it.
field.
It don't have like a Joe
No, sir. I
Langston
I think they're going to name it after
gymnasium.
me is what they're planning on doing, but I don't
I'm
know.
going to name it
when.
Big Red after Charlie.
Shoot, we'll call it Regan Wilson Field.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. This is Regan
Settle
Wilson
for
Field
that.
that we're on here. The Lady Cards
Unofficially.
lead here in this ball game, but I'm not sure what the score is because Badger Hydrovac is struggling getting that score
Now it
up
says
on the
3-4.
board for us. But I tell you what, if you want them to do any Hydrovac action, they get it done there. And you got it? You got it? Oh, it jumped.
Now
don't
we
like
need
the number
one more
4.
on ours.
I'm harassing our guy Shane Williams as he's
under
struggling with
pressure.
this scoreboard right beside us. His face is turning red, and he's flattened the bill of his hat out here. But
Twice.
there's a drive over to short. Zamora going to scoop it up, throws it over to first, and
Got
she's
her.
going to get him as Williams makes the catch, pushes off the bag, and down goes somebody. Who was the batter for Artesia?
Number 2.
Number 2.
I believe it was number 2.
They don't have a 2.
He's wearing an orange shirt. I know that much.
Who is this one? That'll tell me.
Number 4.
Okay, so that was number 1.
Who batted just now?
So that was Tovar that went down on the ground out. And that'll bring up Bustamante, and she
Ooh, that
takes
looked
that
good.
one right down the middle.
Wow.
I was expecting that guy to do that delayed
still might.
like
It's
muscle
been-
flex
it's
thing that
been
he
known
does
to-
where he's flexing it like Arnold, but
Why
he
is he
never
hunched
did
over
it.
like that?
Well, he's got back problems, I'm assuming. I mean, it's got to be some disc issues, and he takes that one right
That's the
there in
same
the
spot.
same exact spot, and that one's a strike. We'll take it. So I think that's a 1-ball, 1 strike there. Stepping back up there, ready to go is Bustamante. Blevins rips
gets away
that
from
one,
her?
I think that was a ball.
and that one's a ball.
You sound like a bear bird.
He's growling.
You sound like
at
a
us over there.
454 over there.
Here comes the next pitch. It's low and inside
Did it hit
for
her?
ball
No, got away from
3, I believe. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Bustamante.
All right, girl, throw some strikes now.
This is M. Bustamante and Michaela Pierce. I said Michaela Pierce. That's not Michaela Pierce. There's a drive out toward Michaela Pierce. Riley's going to scoop it up, throws it in, and a single by Bustamante. And that'll bring up K. Bustamante, number 20.
Got a lot of Bustamantes on that team.
Yep. Yep. So this Bustamante is going to step up there ready to go, right-handed batter. It's a 5-4 game. The Lady Cards lead by 1. And there's a drive into
hard
left
hit.
center field. Trying
He's
to get there
tracking it
is
down.
Pierce and Riley goes off her glove, rolls into center field. She's going to scoop it up and fire it in. Held them to one base anyway.
Yeah.
And
She
so,
thought about turning 2, but
Listen to your coach.
Yep.
Listen to your coach.
So there's the single right there, and that'll bring up Aguilar. As Aguilar floats up there, young lady had a fly out her first 2 at-bats and then a walk her last at-bat. And she's up in there ready to go. 5-4 is your score, and here comes the first pitch. It's low and
Dead
off
ball. The player gets on.
so that'll she gets hit by a pitch, she'll walk.
Yeah, we have no outs here neither, huh?
Yep, and the bases are juiced as Molina comes to the plate. So Molina steps up there with the bases loaded, no outs. Here comes the first pitch. It's driven
jumps on
over
it.
toward
Think I
short.
fall.
Zamora trying to get there, and so is Riley. Riley going to scoop it up, fires it over toward third base. So a good
Nice.
play by Riley.
She covered a lot of ground there to get that ball.
yes, she
Yes,
did.
he
Did
did.
it real quick back in the third base. Beautiful job.
Hey, 2 outs. Moving.
To 2 outs or 1 out?
Trying to-
I think it was just 1.
I believe you're right, Charlie. Just 1 that fly out. That's it.
Yeah.
this is
I ain't going to say nothing, though.
Man, their batting order seems all screwy to me.
They seem
okay, here
confused
we go.
themselves too. You see?
Yeah.
Hey, we got 2 outs. We're moving.
Yeah, I was lost there for a minute. So that'll bring up Reza. I was thrown off.
Oh, there is 2 outs. He called it.
So stepping back up there ready. That ball is high and outside for ball 1.
Yes, Charlie. There's 2 outs because the first batter struck out. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Either that or we spoke it into existence. That's okay, too.
So bases loaded, 2 outs here in a 1-run game. Blevins throws that one just a bit high. It's 2-0 is your count. Up there at the plate is Reza. Young lady had a single and a fly out in her first 2 at-bats.
We'll take a fly out any day.
Yes, we will.
Or a strikeout.
Or a foul ball right into that fence right there for strike number 1. 2 balls, 1 strikes. Stepping on the rubber back again.
We got some president calling him, huh?
Here comes the pitch. It's
Oh, wow.
driven
Oh,
high
Lord.
into
Get there,
center.
get there,
Trying
Pierce,
to
get
get
there,
there is Pierce. And she tried to catch it with a bare hand
2 runs come in.
and then throws it in. That was a strange look to me.
Yeah, she took a difficult angle to get there. She couldn't reach it with her glove hand, so she tried it with her bare hand, try to get it. Oh well.
Well, a 2 RBI.
2 runs?
Yep, 2 runs.
Yep, 2 RBI double. Trying to see who's up there now.
I'll give you a hint in a minute since she
As soon
turns
as I
around.
see that number.
You see it from over there, Charlie? I don't
Is
see
it
it.
Loya? Is it number 15?
Yeah, she hadn't turned, and then there's that ponytail problem.
I'll tell you who's on deck. 21. That helps any.
That would be Terry. So this would be Loya, I believe.
Come on. Watch out now.
He
That's number
is number
5. Sir.
five.
It's 5. I don't know why my deal says 15. Is she? Did I just
Maybe
lose
there
it?
was a 1 we couldn't see because of the hair.
Yeah, 5 is a person that's not even in the game on there. That's why I'm all off. This is
Unless it
Conway,
did something-
if
That
that's
looked good.
5. Unless there's a 1 and I just can't
He
see
caught
it.
it. This
I
took
can't see
him
it.
a while.
I can't see it from here.
So 2 balls, 1 strike here, 2 outs. I think this is Cano. It's either Cano or Loya. And so here's the pitch. It's driven toward left field. Dillard coming up for it. She's going
There
to
we
make
go.
the catch. She did the alligator, and she'll get them out of that. I'm going to say that was 5 Cano.
The
And so-
score should be, what, 6-5 now?
I think that sounds good. And now that we've redone everything, I think it's. Yeah, I'm
Well,
not sure.
they got 2 runs.
So what inning are we in now? Is it
I think this is probably the bottom of the fourth. But they
Bottom
need
of the
one more
fourth, okay.
run.
Yeah, because we're fixing the
All
bat,
right.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll keep it right here, bottom of the fourth. The Lady Cards will get a chance to step to the plate. I'm not sure if we've got a 5-5 game, a 5-6 game. Is it 5-5?
I think it's 6-5.
You think it's 6-5? Well,
Pretty sure.
they had a 2-run RBI there, I thought.
Right. So that would have been 2. That would have been 6.
They had
total.
3 runs that hit.
Yeah, I'm not. 6-5? Yeah, see, the crowd's saying 6-5. So I think
Ask Charlie's best friend over here to the right.
I believe it's a 6-5 ball game.
I got confirmation from down here.
That
6-5.
5-5 tie is brought to you by Badger Hydrovac.
6-5? Yes, ma'am. That's what we
Yeah.
just corrected it. Thank you.
All right.
It sounded like some scuffling fixing to start going on
Yeah.
up in there. or
Damn
something.
young lady's about to stab old boy over here, man.
It's
It's a 6-5.
It's a 6-5, my God.
He's about to walk out on us.
Don't leave, sir.
Bucket's like, what y'all do to him?
Now y'all see what. Now he sees what I put up with every day.
Yeah. Yeah, Charlie's the one that usually has to get picked on the whole broadcast.
That's why I said out here.
That number 5 is the pitcher for Artesia.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that's who came in. That was the substitution.
That was substitution from
That's
the,
what's thrown my whole lineup off for them.
Since the first inning, we were off a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, that
Thank you, man.
makes sense.
That was brought to you by our field reporter.
All right, so coming up
right.
is going to be Riley Dillard, young lady with a walk and a strikeout, and she'll step up there ready to go, and she takes a hack at that one.
Fouled
Fouls
it
it
on.
off for strike one.
I'll probably look back at Charlie. What you doing, Charlie, out there?
I don't
Screaming
know.
at him again?
No, I just think he needed some Gatorade or something.
Hey, what is that stuff that the commercial used to, you'd be crooked until you drunk it,
Ginkgo biloba or something.
drink it, and there's,
Wasn't it V8?
I think it was a V8 as Dillard goes
Cool,
down on
I
the
never
ground.
heard that.
Is that the blue pill or which one?
No, down goes Dillard on the ground out, and so the ground out there for Dillard, and that'll bring up Haley Jones. Haley Jones steps up to the plate. She's got an
got on last
RBI
time.
ground out, and then a single. So she's got on.
Every time, right?
Well, she scored a run off an
That
RBI,
RBI the
ground
first
out
inning, yes,
first,
sir.
and then got on there last time. So Jones is up there ready to go. A 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out.
Ooh.
Oh, and
she
she
got hit.
takes that one right
That
in the
hurts.
thigh. And so she'll get hit by a pitch, and so she'll head over to first, and that'll bring up Michaela Pierce. Michaela Pierce has a walk and a fly out in her 2 trips to the plate. The Lady Cards here trail by 1, 6-5. We are in the bottom of the 4th. 1 out. Steps up there ready, and that one's going to be
I
outside.
thought Jones was gone for a
She was
second.
thinking about it.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, she gets off more than that. Just go at it.
Okay, Charlie, thank you.
Stepping in
Yeah,
there, ready to
go
go
at
to
it.
6-5 on a 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. There's a drive
Nice.
towards center, and it right at the center fielder. And then she fires it
man.
back over. So Pierce with some really good strike there,
And that
but
center
she hit
fielder's
it
got an
right
arm
to
on her,
center
too.
field. Yes,
Lordy.
she does.
I mean, she fired it straight to first.
So Pierce on the fly out. That's now 2 outs as Zamora comes to the plate. Runner on first represents the tie here. And there's a swing and a miss.
Oh, and they got her.
And they get
Oh,
her.
my goodness.
They pick Jones off over on first. So down goes Jones. And that'll move us into the 5th. The Lady Cards trail Artesia 6-5. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Eunice Wrecker and Rental offers professional and reliable 24-hour roadside services in Lee County. Light to medium duty towing and recovery, fuel delivery, jump starts, lockouts, and tire changes. Eunice Wrecker will also haul off those unwanted vehicles to clean up your property. Eunice Wrecker, over 20 years of experience and fully licensed and insured. Call Eunice Wrecker 575-394-HOOK, 394-4665. Eunice Wrecker and Rental currently hiring Class A CDL and regular drivers for the wrecking yard. Eunice Wrecker, 44 North New Mexico Highway 248, Eunice, New Mexico, MM1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports here live in Eunice as the Lady Cardinals are hosting the Artesia Lady Dogs, the JV Lady Dogs, and the Lady Dogs are at the plate. And so stepping into the circle is Cheyenne Blevins for the Lady Cards, and she throws that first one down the middle for strike number 1.
This is number 21, the batter for the Lady Dogs.
And that is Terry. Young lady was up to bat, I believe, at the end of the inning a while ago, but maybe not. I don't know.
No, she was on deck.
Oh, okay. And she takes that one right in the leg. You know, she has got hit by a pitch
Every
three times, and she has figured it out, I guarantee you. Not saying that those pitches aren't coming at her, but she ain't
flinch a little
even
bit or something.
remotely trying to move. She's standing there and taking it all 3 times she's been at the plate. She's 3 for 3 on hits, and that one hits it toward Pierce. Pierce going to scoop it and fire it over to first. She almost took Williams' glove off.
Almost took it off.
Yep.
She's just showing what she can do as
Maybe
well,
it's
right?
different in softball than baseball. I know you're supposed to try to move in baseball.
And so
Gotta
that'll
attempt
bring
an
up
some kind
number
of an attempt.
1. That is Tovar. Tovar with a fly out, a single, and a ground out. And she steps up there ready to go. Here comes the pitch. It's outside for ball number 1. One ball, no strikes, 1 out. Here comes the next one. That one's going to be high for ball 2. 2-0.
That's tough over there, Jim.
Yeah. 2-0 here. And
Just reach on over, push up.
there's the next pitch. That one's a
be a
little
foul ball?
dribbler foul. For those Eunice folks, if you get tired of listening to us, run up there and catch that city council meeting. That might be more entertaining than us.
I think we're going to
See
go, aren't we?
fireworks
Two-
coming out of here.
2 balls, 1 strike.
We're
1
going to let
out
Williams
here.
run all this up here by himself.
we'll put the headset on him, and he can run that scoreboard and all this at the same time. What we should do, I mean, this would be a good one to take all the equipment, set up in the back of the council meeting. We could broadcast
video,
the-
yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they do some of
There's
those.
Our ratings will go
different
so far up.
You know what?
3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out in a board 6-5 game, although we may have a 6-6 game or maybe even a 5-5 game. We're not real sure, but
We may get a knot on our head in a minute. We're talking about it like that.
but we'll know when this game is over. And there is there's Tovar gets
We'll
hit
know when
by
this
a
game is
pitch.
over, right? Yeah.
Speaking of knots. Who said
He had
that?
one job. That's all he had. Was one. Next thing, his wife's going to be running the board.
Yeah.
Poor Williams.
So coming up is Bustamante. She's flew out her first at bat, then she had a walk and a single. And that single she had earlier was a well-hit ball as she steps up ready to go. Number 4, M. Bustamante.
2 runners on base, each with an imprint of a softball on their leg.
I think maybe that's Myra. Myra Bustamante is her name.
Oh, that looked good.
You call that a ball? You did, huh?
Guess it was a
Same.
little high, maybe.
Man, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We've got Charlie sitting out in the bleachers with his camera.
I'm right there.
He's right there behind the ump. So if you see the umpire turning,
And
and
honestly,
looking, foul ball. Foul ball.
Be honest with you, I'm probably lined up better than he is to see that. He gets over there to the left side.
You don't have cataracts, Charlie.
Hey, have you ever seen those golfers that have those offset clubs that you
Yeah.
grab a hold of them and look, and they're all that's kind of the way this umpire is when he sets up behind home plate.
He's
Look at-
offset by 4
he's,
feet.
He's all the way over behind the batter.
Y'all can see it in the
And,
camera.
Oh yeah, and I've never seen anything like that, and that ball is inside for a ball, two balls, 1 strike. Yeah, it's just a strange setup. Not saying that he can't see from there, because if I can see from up here in the press box, he can probably see from right down there behind him. But it just seems like he's way, way inside.
And when he misses a pitch, it's usually on the inside.
I'm thinking it's throwing our pitcher off. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
She's throwing a lot of them to the inside over there.
Hey, I'll stick with you on that one. Full count here. 3-2-1 is on the board. Here comes the pitch. It's right down the middle, and Cheyenne gets her to swing. And she misses, so Bustamante goes down.
What are they doing? That's
out.
not 3 outs. It's not 3 outs. It's only 2 outs.
And Cheyenne got the ball back.
She's like, I'm done.
She threw it in the circle and was headed for the dugout.
Luckily, the runners for the Artesia Dogs weren't doing nothing.
Anything can happen here today.
I got it.
Definitely a different one, and that'll bring up the other Bustamante. This is Kay Bustamante, and she steps in there ready. Runners on first and second, 2 outs here.
I just wonder if it does affect the pitching if your umpire's not lined up behind the plate.
It depends. If your pitcher's doing good, then it's good for them. And
In that case, it was good.
Man, that pitch, I got to be honest with you, even though it was for us, looked like it was 6 inches to a foot inside, but where he's lined up is right down the middle. Yeah. And so here comes the next pitch, and it's in that same spot. It's hit up over short. Zamora trying to get to it, and she does.
Number 3.
Makes the catch, and so down goes the other Bustamante on a fly out. So right now we've got a 6-6, a 5-5, or a 6-5 game. We don't know who's winning, or we don't know if we're tied. But with that said, the Lady Cards, the Lady Dogs, playing a close one. We'll take a brief break. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Guns Up Services is a proud supporter of their Eunice community and their Eunice Cardinals. Guns Up Services has been in business almost 14 years and is family owned and operated, located at 2105 Avenue O in Eunice. They're your trusted vacuum truck, winch truck, frac tanks, rental equipment, and dirt work provider. Guns Up Services in Eunice wants to cheer on number 9, Elijah, and number 15, Maddox, wishing them good luck this sports season. Guns Up Services, another proud supporter of all Lee County athletics. Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006, delivers exceptional transport, pump truck, vacuum truck, and disposal services. Their commitment extends beyond business to supporting Lee County sports and academics. Parker Energy wants to empower young adults to succeed in sports, scholastics, and personal growth. Parker Energy, located at 2350 Avenue O in Eunice, proudly backs Lee County athletics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports. Up to the plate, Miss Zamora, the shortstop for this Lady Cardinal team. She steps in there ready to go.
Oh, she wanted that one.
Yes, she did. In the circle is Miss Cano for Artesia. They made that pitcher's change, and it threw my roster off earlier, but my lineup. She fouls that one off to Zamora. So stepping back in there, man, that sun has finally got to right where it's at, and it's
got
rough.
the umbrella up over here already.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie's going to have a red nose. We'll be calling him Rudolph.
Rudolph here in a minute.
There's a fly coming right back. Oop, it went back over that way. Thought it was coming toward us like a turtle. So we got a 2 balls, 2 strikes on the board here. No outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th, I believe.
She's wanting a piece of it.
Here comes a pitch. It's high and outside for ball 3. So now we've got a full count here as Zamora steps back in there ready to go. Man, I figured out if I lean way forward, then I got this rail. And there's a drive over toward left field. The shortstop trying to get it and can't get to it. And Zamora with a single.
That's her first hit of the day, right?
It is. That's her first hit, and that'll bring Bella Pierce, to the plate with no outs and a runner on first, representing either the tying run or the go-ahead run.
Oh.
Strike number 1. So Bella Pierce at the plate, the freshman in there ready, and she drives that one toward the second baseman. Second baseman drops it, trying to pick it up now. She's going to throw it over toward first. Oh, and she makes the tag. Now she got to dive back on, and she dropped the ball, and she's going to be safe. She almost walked off the field without realizing that she had dropped it.
She's telling the umpire she stepped on the bag before she even tagged her.
I don't think she did. She
I
tried to
couldn't
tag her.
tell.
Yeah,
She went for the tag and then the ball fell out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. She was standing right by the bag, but I didn't think she was on it, but I could be wrong. And so
Well, that's this gentleman down here.
yeah. There's a drive over toward third.
Oh, no.
Third baseman going to step on third and fire it toward
Oh,
first.
straight.
She
First,
overthrows it. They're trying to send him home, and
Sender, we got it. We
and
got
here
it.
comes
Gotta
Pierce.
get it.
She's trying to get there. She's going to have to get down, and she does. She's safe.
Ooh, that was close.
And so the Lady Cards score a run off
That'll
the
tie it up.
Williams. Yeah.
She got a triple out of that half there.
No.
Yeah, lots of. She got a single and a bunch of errors to bring her over to third.
Ball first. Play the ball.
And so here we go. That first pitch is going to be a foot outside, called strike number
Didn't
one.
it bounce over there?
So
I don't think you
0-1.
can see over that way.
Sun's in his eye now.
That's high.
And that one, I'm assuming was high because it was about out there where that first one was. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. Board says 6-6. We'll call him 6-6. Here's the pitch. It's low and inside for ball number 2.
The runner almost come in. She stole the last time.
Yep. Yeah, Williams is liable to come
Yeah,
running in
she'll
any
come
moment
in there
now.
and go sliding down through there.
So back in the circle. Here comes the pitch. It's high and outside for ball 3, and then they throw it down to third, and Williams dives in there safely, calls the timeout. Gets a little court burn or whatever you want to call it on the elbow.
Burn.
And so that one's going to be
Strike.
She didn't swing it that
No,
right.
she didn't. No, she didn't. But he called it a
No.
strike, huh?
Man, so
Full
3-2.
count.
And here comes the pitch. It's driven foul.
Got to swing it all of them now.
Yeah, they do have one out, though, right? Because they picked off.
Yes, I think so.
No.
Oh, maybe
No.
not.
No, they did not.
They didn't pick.
Zamora-
yeah, that's right. Dropped the ball.
Yes. Remember?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Zamora was the first batter, and she dropped the ball, so we're good there on outs.
All right. Man, we're all confused up here. It's our first softball game that we broadcast up here, so we're all lost. There's a drive
nice
in the
shot.
left center field.
Nobody's there.
It's going to hit the fence and turn in the corner.
Get the 3, girl.
Making the easy stroll into second is Nieto, and what a shot by Nieto.
Oh, they almost had her on the second. They threw the ball.
An RBI double. One thing about our girls that I see already that'll drive me crazy, I'm going to have to go out there and give them a little pep talk after the game. I probably won't, but I'm going to think about it out loud, is we're too nonchalant when we get to, like,
On
the
the
base
bases,
and whatnot.
Stick on
It's
that
like
base like
we
glue,
run
boy.
hard, and then when we step there, it's like, man, you gotta
gotta
stay
be
awake
aggressive
and
all
be
time.
ready to go.
Squirrel.
Yes. So here comes the pitch. It's a little dribbler trying
Foul
to
ball.
bunt it, and it's going to roll foul.
That was a good thought, though.
Trying to see.
You know what? There is one out because they hit the ball towards third a minute ago, and she tagged third base.
Alexi Garcia.
And then they threw it to first. And
Yep.
that's how Williams got the third.
Here comes the ball, or the pitch. It's inside for
You
ball
hadn't
one.
called it or nothing yet.
That was a strike last time, huh?
Yeah, I know.
1 ball, 1 strike
Got to
here.
give it about 30 seconds.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a foul ball for strike number 2. So stepping back up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here comes the pitch, and she
change up.
she did. She swung at it, and then it once again.
Yep.
The catcher dropped it, but we were already
He's already
and
heading for the
walking back to
dugout.
the dugout. We got to pay attention right there as down goes Garcia.
That little stuff's going
I
to hurt
know
you
on
in
a
the long
baseball
run.
game the other night, we got on base, 2 or 3 times like
Yeah,
that.
from that. Yep. So that'll bring up Gaetan. Young lady struck out her first 2 times at bat, and she's up here ready for redemption. Here comes the pitch.
Way outside.
Man, that is. Oh, I thought,
Oh, you said
I
ball,
thought the
right? You said
arm-
out, yeah.
I thought the arm popping out was him
I thought he
calling
was
the
going to
strike.
bring it back in. How's a curl?
Yep. So 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. That one's low and
There
inside.
she comes. Oh.
Oh,
No.
and it comes off the backstop pretty hard.
You got to talk to her.
And trying to see.
McGuire.
That's McGuire.
Yes, sir. She's a pinch runner. She came in for
Gotcha.
Nieto, I think.
You know, she's not on my roster. In fact, I don't see her on this one over here either. So
Nope.
that one's outside for ball 3.
3-0.
So 3 balls, no strikes. I think I'm like right perfectly in line with the
Ball
catcher
4.
and the pitcher. And anyway, and looks like we're going to have a timeout here as the Artesia coach heads out to the circle as she walks. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, there is no telling. As that was who was that walk? That's Gaetan?
Gaetan, yes.
So Gaetan with the walk.
We're back to the top of the lineup here.
And now that'll bring us back up to the top to Riley Dillard as Artesia is out there talking about it a minute. It's a 7-6 game, we think. So just so that everyone understands, the Eunice book and the Artesia book are not matching up. So Artesia will come up here and tell us we're missing a run, so they'll add a run and they'll show us their book.
He went
then,
over to the
hold on,
Artesia.
Charlie, be quiet.
Sorry.
Then they'll run over. Then the Eunice people will come over here and show us their book and say we've got it wrong, so we'll fix it. and so that's what's creating the mess up here in the booth is the 2 dugouts are not agreeing with what their books say.
And we're stuck in the middle like a divorced kid.
That's right. So we're up here like a divorced kid. And then we've got Charlie trying to explain it, but he hadn't been listening to these book people.
He's a
coming
social
here to
worker.
That's
He's
right.
a social worker trying to butt his business in.
I'm kind of seeing things
He's
down
the
here.
social worker that's getting it from the audience
Yes.
out there on the without the facts from the
Trying to do the good deed.
without the facts from the police and everybody else.
The
involved.
lawyers and the judges.
That's right.
Let's put them in jail. Put them
There's
all
a
in jail.
drive. It's hit right over the second baseman, and the second baseman's going to get to it and make the catch, and that'll get
Out number 3.
Artesia out of the inning.
So we're either tied or ahead one?
One of those. I believe we're ahead 1.
The
7
jury
to
is
6.
out on it right now. Looking back with us.
We'll move to the 6. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Redbird Garage is your hometown local mechanic shop specializing in minor and major repairs from oil changes, car washes, brake work, AC repair, and so much more. For more information, call 575-394-8828. Call 575-394-8828. Redbird Garage, 1800 North Main Street is your hometown mechanic shop, committed to always doing what's right for you and your vehicle. Redbird Garage is a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports. Here live in Eunice at Lady Cardinal Field, a beautiful softball field here in Eunice. We're in that part of the day where the sun is just down far enough that it's underneath the awning, but above the dugouts and the football field bleachers, so it's right in our face for the next few
I got
seconds.
that pole block
Hey,
in
I
my
got a
face.
question.
Go
Do the
for it, Charlie.
umpires keep score too? Like
Nope.
have a no?
Nope.
Oh.
They keep track of subs and counts and
Gotcha.
strikes.
I think officially the Eunice
Book.
book is what is what should be followed in a game like this. I think the home team does have the main
last
book.
say, you can say, right?
Yeah. So 0-1 is the count after the foul ball. Here's the pitch. It swung on, hit into right field, trying to come up and get it, and missing is the right
Going two.
fielder. The ball's going to roll all the way to the cage. Pierce picks it up, throws it back in.
Been there all day.
And so that was Aguilar on the double. So I believe that'll bring up Molina. Molina with a single, a fielder's choice on a fly out as well. So she'll step in there ready. And there's a drive trying to get there. Zamora, and she does.
Nice catch.
Yes, it was. It was a
Kind of
nice
a backhanded catch.
Yes, yes. So Zamora with a great play there out at the short position. And now coming up this time will be number 10. That is Reza. Young lady had a single, a fly out, and a 2 RBI double her last trip to the plate. And she's going to take that one off the
Got
leg
hit, right?
and gets hit by a pitch.
That's what her 4th hit.
No,
Correct,
not hers. The one that's got hit a whole bunch is Terry.
Oh, okay. Terry.
21, yeah.
21. That's the one that's on deck.
Yep. And that'll bring up Kano as Kano heads up to the plate. She's the young lady that came in to pitch, and she chips that one down the line foul for strike number 1, does Kano. Yeah, that 21 has got hit by a pitch every single trip to the plate. And like I said, she just stands there and takes them. Just looks at them like,
leans in a little bit.
kind of like I do when them skeeters are on my leg out in the summertime. I just look at them like that don't hurt. And there's a drive over towards short. Shortstop going to pick it up, fires it over to first, and they're going to get the runner.
You see, she's running into the dugout already. The shortstop was.
Yeah, she thought
Guys,
that was
it's 2
out
outs.
number 3. And anyway, they do get the lead runner.
The ball play right here.
So that's a ground out, and that'll bring up Terry, the young lady that's been hit 3 straight times. And she swings at that one, hits it into shallow
in trouble?
right. They're trying to get
Hey,
there.
sure. 2 are going to score
All
here.
3 runners headed home.
Yeah.
Or 2 runners, I'm sorry, as they're going to score 2. And I believe if my math is very good, that'll give them a 1-run lead.
Mm-hmm.
For now.
That's right.
Give it 30 seconds. It's
Yeah.
going to be 8-8.
the dugout may come up here in a minute and tell us to change that score to put Eunice back ahead of 1.
This guy's going to lose it if they tell him that.
And that first pitch is
We just do what we're told here.
high for ball 1.
Hey, keep it going.
Trying to see who this is. Is that a 13 maybe? Garcia? Can't tell for sure. I think that's who it is, and that one's high and outside. Trying to take a look at
13,
this.
yeah.
13.
Yes,
So that
13.
is Garcia. A young lady had an RBI single, a fly out, and a fly out. So in her 3 trips to the plate. She's back up there ready. 2 balls, no strikes here, 2 outs. And there's a
She
drive
reaches on
over
that one.
toward first base.
Who's gonna cover
First
first? Who's
baseman's
gonna cover
scoop
first?
it.
Oh,
Nobody
my
there.
goodness.
And the ball's going to find the turf.
Those little small errors, we got to correct that.
Yep. And so Nieto wants to talk about it as she heads out to the circle. Brings them all in.
Kind of what we're going to do here if she steals kind of type of play, right?
Yeah, maybe.
There's a Gary Fraser sighting.
Yep. Yep, he's still got that hair growing. So 2 balls, no strikes here. 2 outs. That's what the board, is that right? Is that right?
2 outs?
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so 8-7. That's right, too, right?
2 outs.
We'll go with
I
it.
agree with the 2 outs
And
100%.
there's a bunt that's
Oh,
chipped up
almost
and
got it.
almost fouled.
It's fair ball, man. The whole time is pointing
Oh,
towards
man.
in, fair ball.
Yep. And so
Okay.
the third base coach is going to want to talk about that one.
I thought it
It's,
was. I thought it was foul.
yeah, I don't think
Apparently
Artesia
they
like
said
to,
nope.
I don't think they like to call, but we'll call it a
We like it.
we'll call it a ground out for all of that. And so we're going to move into the bottom of the 5th, bottom of the 6th. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Did you know that Cardinal Hardware isn't just your ordinary hardware store? They're your one-stop destination for all your hardware needs. As the sole hardware store in town, they take pride in being locally owned and operated, serving the community with dedication and care. Cardinal Hardware is fully stocked with all the essentials you need, ensuring you can find everything you're looking for right in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Eunice is a beacon of community spirit where everyone knows your name and looks out for one another. It's an idyllic haven to raise a family with top-notch schools, a vibrant community, and thrives on sports and academics, and has an unbeatable low cost of living. Want to tap into the heartbeat of Eunice? Google cityofunis.org to unlock a treasure trove of community events, business listings, city maps, and so much more. Experience the magic of small-town living where everyone is welcomed with open arms.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Charlie's broadcast here live in Eunice as the Eunice Lady Cardinals are hosting the Lady Bulldogs of Artesia. And coming to the plate will be Miss Haley Jones. Young lady had an RBI ground out, a single, and then got hit by a pitch her last trip to the plate. Kano pitching still in the circle for Artesia. She throws that one right down the middle. That's a good-looking pitch. I will agree with the umpire on that. I don't very often, but I definitely do on that one. That's
Didn't
a
take
good
him
pitch.
30 seconds either, did it?
That's right. He called it as soon as it hit the glove. There's a dry foul for strike 2. So 0-2 to Jones.
If the ball comes this way and y'all see the camera going crazy, you know what happened.
Charlie got hit by a pitch.
Charlie down.
Yeah.
Started down.
If that happens, you just walk over to first, and that was a
Oh.
nice pitch as down goes Jones on the strikeout there. And unofficially, I've got this Artesia pitcher now at 6 strikeouts, maybe 7. And there's a swing and a miss by Pierce. A little changeup.
She's warming up there, ain't she?
Yep, this is Michaela Pierce stepping up there now. 0-1. And there's a drive towards center, and it's going to find the field. And so Pierce with a single. Michaela Pierce, the senior. And so that'll bring up Zamora, the cleanup batter for the Lady Cardinals. She struck out her first 2 at-bats and singled her last trip to the plate. And she takes that one outside. There's a
Oh, wow.
Ooh, the ball popped
Popped
out
out of the
there
glove.
at the end. If the ball hadn't popped out, man, it was right where it needed to be. The one thing about this catcher is she throws it right where it needs to be.
She has an arm and she has accuracy.
Yep.
She ain't got no second baseman or shortstop to
So
help her out there.
1 ball, there's a hit over towards short. Short bobbled it, trying to get it back over
Go
to
on,
first,
come on, come
and
on.
it's not going to get there. And so that'll allow
Zamora is speedy there, ain't
yes.
she can run when she needs to.
So they're just 1 out, right?
So she got the single there, and that'll bring Pierce,
Yes, sir, that
the
one
other
out.
Pierce, Isabella Pierce, up to the plate. She's got an RBI single and a ground out, and she takes that first one for strike 1. And the runner, Zamora, going to head on over to second with no throw.
We need a base hit, ladies.
So Pierce and Zamora on the bases. There's a hit into left
Tag
center
up.
field.
It's going to drop.
It gets caught. Now they're going to try to fire it in, and easily in there is Pierce as an RBI flyout for Bella Pierce.
Ties the game for a second.
Yep.
We got our slugger here.
And that brings Peyton Williams to the plate.
Got 2 outs.
The young lady had an RBI double her first at bat, and she has singled both times since then. And so hitting the ball today. Dad told us prior to today she had been in a bit of a slump, not a complete slump, but a bit of one. But she ain't in no slump today. It's double, single, singles. We'll see if she can keep it going. And just as I say that, she chops one up over second for the flyout.
Gangster, Jamie.
I probably did. And so that'll bring us to the top of the 7th. Your score on the board, 8-8. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
BTH Services and Rentals LLC is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. They wish all the young athletes an incredible basketball season and send a special shout out to the class of 2025 seniors. Congratulations on this milestone. Go Big Red. BTH Services and Rentals, proud supporters of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Bart Parker, owner of Redbird LP Gas Company, and his employees are proud of the Eunice Cardinals. Bart, class of 1971, state champions of both basketball and baseball, support the kids in their academics and athletics. And they realize balancing both is challenging, and they appreciate the Cardinals' determination. Redbird knows the Eunice Cardinals have worked really hard to get where they're at, and they're cheering them on all the way. Supporting the Eunice Cardinals, Redbird LP Gas Company.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports. Here live in Eunice as the Eunice Lady Cardinals and the Lady Dogs of Artesia, the JV Lady Dogs, are all knotted up 8-8, and we are at the top of the 7th. Stepping to the plate. Ooh, and that ball went behind her.
A little bit
that
outside.
was Bustamante.
I thought it hit her.
Bustamante. And so Cheyenne Blevins in the circle for the Lady Cardinals. She'll step in there ready to go. Shout out to Lexi Dean, Mason Caperton. They're watching from Lubbock. Appreciate you tuning in out there for sure. Tuning in to check them out. Some Haley Jones out there on second. Here comes the next pitch. That one's a high and outside for ball 3. 3-0 here. And so Bustamante steps in there ready. Blevins rips, fires that one.
There it is. A little delay called strike.
Man,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to send her down, then
I sure did too.
he
That
wrinkled that hand
That
up.
looked low and inside to me, but we'll take it. 3 balls, 1 strike here. Here comes the next pitch. That one was a good-looking pitch, and Bustamante thought so too as she jumped on it and sent it over toward the dugout. Foul ball, 3 balls, 1 strike. I'm sorry, 3 balls, 2 strikes,
There
full
you go.
count. Yep, 3 and 2.
Money pitch.
And Bustamante steps in there ready. Here comes the pitch. It's right down the middle, and it
beautiful
hits
job.
up right over third base. Gaetan trying to get to
Got
it,
it.
and she does. She didn't do the alligator thing, and it bounced around in the
No,
glove.
I'm going to have to
but,
go down there and talk with her.
yeah, Charlie, you have to go teach her about the alligator. And so that was a fly out here, and that'll bring up the other Bustamante, Kay Bustamante. And she steps up there ready and drives it toward the gap. They get it to Jones. Jones flips it over, and it was close. That was kind of interesting because Zamora came across from short. She knocked it down with her glove, and when she knocked it down, it went over to Jones at second. Jones picked it up at second, fired it to first, and made a close play out of it.
It was a bang-bang play at first, I'll tell you
Yes.
that much. Just got to buy a step.
And that'll bring up Aguilar, I believe.
Hey, hard. Somewhere
And
hard.
she steps up there ready to go. That's number 17, Aguilar.
You call that a ball? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1 ball, no strike, 1 out. Runner on first. Here comes the pitch.
Oh, a bit outside, he said.
Okay, so 2-0 here to Aguilar.
Right here, hard. Hard, babe.
Charlie out there making comments.
Here comes the next one, and that one.
That looked good.
Low and outside, I believe.
Man, that was a close one for sure.
Watch it. Watch it.
Well, so
Man,
3-0. As she steps back in there, Aguilar does. And Cheyenne's going to throw this one right down the middle. Oh, maybe not.
Oh,
So that'll be
send her
ball
down.
number 4 for Aguilar as she walks. And that'll put runners on first and second. 1 out here. We're in the 7th inning in an 8-8 ball game. And to the plate comes Molina. This young lady had a single, a fielder's choice, and then 2 flyouts. She steps up there ready and takes ball 1. Runners, like I said, at first and second here. Kind of getting into crunch time. Blevins in the circle, ready. Oh, and they drive
a
it
gapper.
towards center. It's trying to get to the gap. Pierce cuts it off, and now she's going to fire it back in. Oh, and it hit the
Oh,
umpire.
Was that
It's
like
like, move
interference
out
or
the
something?
way, ump.
He's
Yeah.
out
The ump took that one.
on the ankle.
Yeah.
On the Achilles heel.
Yes. They did fire it back in, though, and
Bases loaded.
Unfortunately, yeah, the bases are loaded for who?
Hey, Frizzy on
I
the
think
side,
that's
side,
Reza.
side.
she takes that first pitch inside.
Don't hit her.
That is, yes, that is Reza. She's got a single, a fly out, a 2 RBI double,
Oh, no, it's not
and
good.
then got hit by a pitch her last time. We've got 1 out here in a tie ball game. The bases are juiced, and she
Oh, it's a
stood-
ball, he said. That is a ball.
Ay, 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 ay.
That was a good looking pitch.
Yeah.
Man.
That's 2 balls, no strikes here.
So 2-0 here on the called ball there on a pretty good looking pitch. Here's the next one, and that one's inside, and there's no doubt that's a ball.
If we call that a strike, I would just walked out. I'm going to the community center.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch it. Let it go.
So 3-0 here.
Is that where they're doing it?
Mm-hmm.
No, the meeting it should be at the city hall.
Oh, yes, I
Here
apologize.
comes the next pitch.
Oh,
That
there it
was
is.
right down the middle for strike number 1.
Right down the
Good job
pipe.
there. Blevins. 2 more, 2 more.
So 3 balls, 1 strike here as Blevins trying to battle back into this one. 1 out in a tie ball game with the bases loaded. Here comes the pitch. It's right down the middle, and it gets driven into center. Pierce going to scoop it up. They're going to score 1.
Wow.
We got a bunch of coaches out here in the stand.
Hey, good hit, Tim.
Like, the game like stopped right there for a second. Did y'all notice it?
And I will agree with the comments that
Yes,
were made.
get it in quickly.
Yeah, you got to fire it in as quickly as you can. And now it's a 9-8 ball game as Artesia has taken the lead here. Bases loaded still, 1 out. And so Artesia with a 1-run lead. We're in the top of the 7th. That ball is just inside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A 9-8 ball game, but the bases juice still. Here comes the pitch. It's inside.
She should have took that.
And this is Kano. And she definitely thought about it. And then she leaned out the
Jumped out,
way.
yep.
She was like, lean with it, rock with it, lean with it as she leaned on out the way. Here comes the pitch. It's hit toward short. They're going to scoop it up, throw it toward home, and they get the lead runner. And that was a good play by Zamora. She fouled it or fired it to Nieto.
Now then, any base.
Yep.
2 away.
So this brings up 21 up the bat, right? The one that gets
I
hit all the
believe
time.
that's right.
Oh, good Lord.
And so Terry comes to the plate.
She's going to lean into it.
She's been hit by 3 pitches here today, and that one was close to her.
She did kind of kneel into it, right?
Yeah. Got it. I zoomed in. We can see it. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely isn't trying to not get hit. That is for sure. And I guess in softball there's nothing wrong with that. If she hits that one to short, they're going to flip it to third, and they get the lead runner, and that'll get the Lady Cardinals out of a pickle as we move into the bottom of the 7th. Your score, Artesia 9, Eunice 8. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports.
The Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports. Here live is your Eunice Lady Cardinals trail in the bottom of the last scheduled inning here. We're in the bottom of the 7th. It's 9-8. Cardinals down, and I thought that was Haley Jones. That's not. That's Nieto. So Nieto comes to the plate.
So the bottom of the lineup.
Young lady had an RBI double, a walk, and another RBI double in her trips to the plate as she steps up there ready and takes that one outside for ball number 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here. 9-8 is your score. Nieto to the plate, takes that one outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Nieto. In the circle is Cano for Artesia. Stepping back in there, and here comes the pitch, and it's outside for ball number 3. 3 balls, no strikes here to Nieto. Trying to help him.
Yes, I hear you.
So
I know what you're
comes
doing.
the next pitch, and
There
that
it
one's
is.
right down the middle. We'll give her that one with a strike number 1. 3 balls, 1 strike.
I think he's got his earbud in listening.
Yeah,
to
I'm
you.
trying to make sure he does since we're sitting right here behind him. Here comes the next pitch.
Oh,
It's
gets
way
hit.
inside, and Nieto
That's the
gets
second
whacked.
time she gets
That's the
hit.
second time.
Yeah.
She's out.
Throws that bat down upset.
Yep.
She's like, that hurt. I'm going to charge the mound.
Yep.
Courtesy, she has a courtesy runner.
Yep. And so Nieto goes to first. Now they're going to bring in the courtesy runner. I believe that's going to be. Is that going to be McGuire?
Let's see. Number 4 it is. Yes, sir,
Number
McGuire.
4.
And even though she's not on the roster.
Not on our roster, anyway. She heads over. She'll be on first now. And so that'll bring up Lexi Garcia. Young lady had walked twice and struck out. And she takes that first pitch low and outside for ball number 1.
You better watch that trying to steal. That girl got a
McGuire. Yep, Mariah
arm on
McGuire. Here comes the next pitch. It's inside, and she's going to have to stick that leg out there and take that one. She's going to have to take a little page out of the Artesia Lady Bulldog book and just take
lean
it.
in.
Yep, take
Yeah,
for the team. We
she
need the
bobbed
runs.
and weaved, but that'll make 2 balls, no strikes, and that one's low and outside. And, ooh, that was a close one. So that makes it 3 balls, no strikes here to Lexi Garcia. And so McGuire over on first. Here comes the pitch. It's inside for ball number 4. That'll send her to the first base. Send her over there. As
You ever seen the movie Chicken Little?
yeah, I'm trying to help here. And that'll bring up Lizzie Gaetan.
Come on now, Lizzie, do something. I'll put the ball in play.
Yep. Gaetan's got 2 strikeouts and a walk, and she steps up there ready, and that ball's outside. It ought to move the runners as they head over to the bases. They move from first and second to second and third.
Well, no outs, buddy.
Now we'll need a double.
McGuire stands however many feet that is from third to
10
home.
feet.
It's not very far, and there's a drive. It's straight toward the third baseman. They're trying to get there, and they get her there. An RBI single from
And
Gaetan.
everybody's safe.
And so that is the tie-in deal there, and that brings us to the top of the lineup, Miss Riley Dillard. This batter's brought to you by Miss Cole, who's part of the Nullmark Broadcasting group here, as Dillard steps in there with the winning run standing at third base. Now another run moves over to the second.
Hey, load the gapper, we win it.
So, yes, sir. Base hit here wins this ball game for Dillard as she steps in there ready to go.
There it is.
Here's the pitch, and she swings
that was
and
beautiful
fouls it
too,
off.
man.
She wanted that one.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dillard. Stepping back in there, ready to go. She takes a look over at Kemple. He gives her some, looks like some dance lessons instructions from out there. And here comes the pitch, and that one's going to be low and outside for ball number 2.
Yes, sir.
If I sound a little loud on my call, I'm trying to make sure the ump hears
Trying
my
to
call. That
influence
next
people out
pitch is
there in
high
blue.
and outside for ball number 3. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Trying to influence the person
more
in blue
ball,
out there.
Load them up.
That's how people get
No
in trouble
outs.
nowadays. You can't be doing that.
9-9 is your score. Back in there is Dillard. Here comes the pitch. That one's inside on the corner.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought it was good. I tried to influence a little, but I'll
Took him a
be
minute.
honest with you. Yeah, that was good. So here we got a full count.
Money pitch.
Dillard back up there ready, and she takes that one outside, and she's going to head over to first base. We've got the bases loaded.
For a Jones.
No outs. Here comes Haley Jones to the plate.
Your time to shine, baby.
Yes, ma'am.
She's had a good game.
This will be brought to you by Redbird Garage as Jones steps to the plate. Cano in the circle. Here comes the pitch, and it's driven toward the gap.
There it is.
It's going to get through, and Jones with the base, with the RBI single. Is
And
that
game,
not it?
yes,
That's
that's
the
game,
game,
yes, sir.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was fixing to say, nobody's celebrating but me. As Jones with the RBI single to win the ball game, and your Lady Cards win game 1, 10-9. We'll take a little break. This is a doubleheader, so we'll have another one here. Usually they take about a 30-minute, maybe 15-minute break. So we'll take a little break. We'll be back here in a bit. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Eunice Public Schools empower students to soar by providing exceptional educational experiences in a safe and nurturing environment. The entire Eunice community comes together to champion sports and academics, fostering a spirit of collaboration and friendly competition. Eunice is a vibrant small town with a strong sense of community and academic excellence where everyone thrives. Eunice Public Schools, prioritizing student success, cultivating meaningful relationships, and striving for academic excellence to transform lives and unlock limitless potential. Eunice Wrecker and Rental offers professional and reliable 24-hour roadside services in Lee County. Light to medium duty towing and recovery, fuel delivery, jump starts, lockouts, and tire changes. Eunice Wrecker will also haul off those unwanted vehicles to clean up your property. Eunice Wrecker, over 20 years of experience and fully licensed and insured. Call Eunice Wrecker 575-394-HOOK, 394-4665. Eunice Wrecker and Rental currently hiring Class A CDL and regular drivers for the wrecking yard. Eunice Wrecker, 44 North New Mexico Highway 248, Eunice, New Mexico, MM1.
Guns Up Services is a proud supporter of their Eunice community and their Eunice Cardinals. Guns Up Services has been in business almost 14 years and is family owned and operated, located at 2105 Avenue O in Eunice. They're your trusted vacuum truck, winch truck, frac tanks, rental equipment, and dirt work provider. Guns Up Services in Eunice wants to cheer on number 9 Elijah and number 15 Maddox, wishing them good luck this sports season. Guns Up Services, another proud supporter of all Lee County athletics. Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006, delivers exceptional transport, pump truck, vacuum truck, and disposal services. Their commitment extends beyond business to supporting Lee County sports and academics. Parker Energy wants to empower young adults to succeed in sports, scholastics, and personal growth. Parker Energy, located at 2350 Avenue O in Eunice, proudly backs Lee County athletics.
Redbird Garage is your hometown local mechanic shop specializing in minor and major repairs from oil changes, car washes, brake work, AC repair, and so much more. For more information, call 575-394-8828. Call 575-394-8828. Redbird Garage, 1800 North Main Street is your hometown mechanic shop, committed to always doing what's right for you and your vehicle. Redbird Garage is a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics.
BTH Services and Rentals LLC is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. They wish all the young athletes an incredible basketball season and send a special shout out to the class of 2025 seniors. Congratulations on this milestone. Go Big Red! BTH Services and Rentals, proud supporters of all Lee County athletics and academics. Did you know that Cardinal Hardware isn't just your ordinary hardware store? They're your one-stop destination for all your hardware needs. As the sole hardware store in town, they take pride in being locally owned and operated, serving the community with dedication and care. Cardinal Hardware is fully stocked with all the essentials you need, ensuring you can find everything you're looking for right in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Bart Parker, owner of Redbird LP Gas Company, and his employees are proud of the Eunice Cardinals. Bart, class of 1971, state champions of both basketball and baseball, support the kids in their academics and athletics. And they realize balancing both is challenging, and they appreciate the Cardinals' determination. Redbird knows the Eunice Cardinals have worked really hard to get where they're at, and they're cheering them on all the way. Supporting the Eunice Cardinals, Redbird LP Gas Company. Eunice is a beacon of community spirit where everyone knows your name and looks out for one another. It's an idyllic haven to raise a family with top-notch schools, a vibrant community, and thrives on sports and academics, and has an unbeatable low cost of living. Want to tap into the heartbeat of Eunice? Google cityofunis.org to unlock a treasure trove of community events, business listings, city maps, and so much more. Experience the magic of small-town living where everyone is welcomed with open arms.
BTH Services and Rentals LLC is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. They wish all the young athletes an incredible basketball season and send a special shout out to the class of 2025 seniors. Congratulations on this milestone. Go Big Red! BTH Services and Rentals, proud supporters of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Bart Parker, owner of Redbird LP Gas Company, and his employees are proud of the Eunice Cardinals. Bart, class of 1971, state champions of both basketball and baseball, support the kids in their academics and athletics. And they realize balancing both is challenging, and they appreciate the Cardinals' determination. Redbird knows the Eunice Cardinals have worked really hard to get where they're at, and they're cheering them on all the way. Supporting the Eunice Cardinals, Redbird LP Gas Company. The Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards! Eunice Public Schools empower students to soar by providing exceptional educational experiences in a safe and nurturing environment. The entire Eunice community comes together to champion sports and academics, fostering a spirit of collaboration and friendly competition. Eunice is a vibrant small town with a strong sense of community and academic excellence where everyone thrives. Eunice Public Schools, prioritizing student success, cultivating meaningful relationships, and striving for academic excellence to transform lives and unlock limitless potential.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports. Here live, we're in game number 2 of this doubleheader between your Eunice Lady Cardinals and the Artesia Lady Bulldog JV. The Lady Cards won an exciting game 1, 9-8, and we are here starting game 2. The first batter drives it over the head of the center fielder. It goes to the wall. She's still on her horse, headed for third. It's going to be close, and it is. She dives in there safely. That is Jackie Tovar with a triple to open up this game number 2. What a shot.
Wow. Yes, our center fielder was kind of sleeping out there to start off the game. A little excited, but the ball got right by her.
Well, and we've moved everybody around here in this second game. We've got Pierce in the circle. And she rears back and lets that one fly. And it's inside for ball number 1. Nieto still catching. Peyton Williams on third. I'm sorry, on first. And so here we go, a 1-0 count here. And this is
Get that, Jones.
Bustamante. Jones trying to get back there to it. It goes over her head and into shallow right center field.
Jones is playing second base, not center field, by the way.
And so an RBI single for Bustamante. So that'll bring up Chrysla Aguilar. I'm probably butchering that first name, but as we talked about during game 1, these coaches send you up a lineup that's a handwritten on a carbon copy paper, and their handwriting is not always the cleanest by the time, especially as it goes through those carbon copies. And so ball number 2, I believe.
Yes,
I'm
sir,
still filling out my rosters and stuff. I didn't get all of that stuff quite done.
Came in at the last minute on you, huh?
Yeah, wait, we got her
All
now.
3 here.
So
He's over there filling out something besides the roster. Filling out the belly.
Got some cheese on that roster. That's what
yeah, I was here.
The ball gets away from the catcher. It don't matter because the young lady drew a walk.
Yeah. So now running over to second, so we'll have runners at first and second on the Aguilar walk. So that'll bring up Molina. Molina heads to the plate.
We got a different number. He's still lining up to the left.
Yeah, maybe that's the way they teach. I don't know. I hadn't noticed that before, but
Nice
Gaetan
snag
with
by
a good
Gaetan.
snag, fires over, going to get the lead runner as she flips it over to Jones, and so a good snag
And look
there,
at the
but
runner from first
then
advancing
we
in the
quit paying
second.
attention to the
Mr. Jones said it in the first game. Got to pay attention, right, Jones?
Yeah, our young ladies kind of go to sleep here and there, and anyway, it's like they make a good play and then they go to sleep, not paying attention. And there's a drive right down the left field line. It's headed to the corner.
Someone scored 2.
One run's going to score, and here comes the second one. And in there with a 2 RBI double is Molina.
Artesia came out aggressive here. This JV team came out
Did.
aggressive here in the second game.
And so that'll bring up Bustamante.
And they're going to have a courtesy runner coming out there for that.
There's some
young lady.
mosquitoes coming out aggressive over here, too, down there.
For real?
Out in the wild. We need to get one of them sprayers out here or something.
Are you serious? Is there really mosquitoes?
I thought I felt one
She
on.
goes opposite field here.
Man, it's awful early in the year to have the skeeters out, but it's very possible. And there's another RBI double by Bustamante.
Well, they come out swinging them bats, huh?
Yeah.
My buddy moved. He's not here no more.
There's audio loud and clear, sir.
All right. So that'll bring up Reza as she steps in there ready to go.
Yeah, that part just ducked his head. You see that?
That is wrong. I said Reza. That's Loya. That must have been
Loya?
Reza. I was filling out paperwork, and I think I missed one. But Loya will step up here. Scored 4 runs here in the top of this first inning. And here's the next pitch. It's hit
It
right
should
back
be
to
now.
Pierce. Pierce going to fire it over to first, and she'll get the lead. And the runner advances over
That's
to
the
third.
second out here in the top of the first inning.
Yep. And that'll bring up Garcia. Yep,
Got quiet out there for a
it
split
did.
second.
Here comes the next pitch. High for ball 1.
It's starting to get chilly out there as well.
Yeah, it definitely, I can feel the air changing a little bit here. It's a beautiful night here, but
No wind at all. Look at that flag straight down.
and that ball's fouled off for strike 1.
Don't jinx me with that wind now.
That's one thing about this desert area is even on a nice day like today, that sun drops, and that temperature a lot of
that's
times
ooh.
drops right along with it. So 1 ball, 1 strike here on a beautiful evening in Eunice, Monday evening.
Mm-hmm.
That ball's
Yeah.
right on the inside for
Well, you
strike.
can hear him. He may not.
Says,
Yep. Yep.
I like this guy.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. A 4-0 game, top of the first. Pierce in the circle, kicks and fires toward home. That ball's hit high up towards shallow center, making the run up and making the catch is whoever that is with the red bow hanging off the ponytail. I can't tell who that is.
Can't see the number.
Can't see the number neither.
So as we move
It's
into
Garcia,
the
they said.
bottom
Number
of the first, your score, Eunice 0 and Artesia JV 4. Just kind of jabbering here. I was looking over. Let's run down our sponsors on our sponsor list. Is it over there?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Give a
All
shout
right,
out
go
to our
ahead.
sponsors: Park Energy Service, Beach Aid Service and Rentals, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, the City of Eunice, Davies Country Kitchen, Cardinal Hardware, Lavelle Insurance, Redbird Gas, NMR Pipeline LLC, Redbird Garage, Guns Up Services, Outlaw Grill and Bigger Than Me Pizza, Eunice Wrecker, and Badger Hydrovac. Our proud sponsor of today's second game, as the Lady Cardinals won the first one over the Artesia Bulldogs, Lady Bulldogs. And here we are in the second one at 4-0.
Yeah,
The Eunice is about to bat.
we'll see if the Lady Cards can get those bats going here. We'll have Dillard leading off, Haley Jones on deck.
Who won the game last time for us?
Yep, Jones with that bases loaded single.
Up the middle.
Yep, to win the ball game in that first game. So
Were they Will they give her 2 RBIs because they didn't call the game after the second person touching base?
I think the score. I think the game ends as soon as you have that one run.
Okay, so she
I
only
think
got
it's
one
just
RBI.
Yeah. Yep. So the
Trying to get that game changer.
yeah, they're trying to get it adjusted there. So it looks like coming to the plate will be Dillard. She's going to head over to that left side, get in that left-handed batter's box. Artesia has a little meeting out there, a little dog pile out there at the at the circle.
A little play with words there.
Yep. And trying to see who's pitching.
No, he's lined up on the right now.
It's because it's a left-handed pitcher. That's why, Charlie.
Yeah, but the other guy wasn't
I'm
doing
being
that.
sarcastic.
And that
It's
one's
number 8, Jimmy.
right down the middle.
It's number 8 for the Bulldogs. I don't know her.
Number 8 is Perez. Miranda Perez, I believe is what this is. So Dillard takes strike 1. Here comes the next one. And it's hit hard towards shallow center field. Coming up as the center fielder. She's going to make the catch. So Dillard goes down on the fly out to center.
But that's a good, strong hit for her.
Yep. And that'll bring up Haley Jones. Jones going to head into that right-handed batter's box here. And so Perez, the pitcher for Artesia, gets back in the circle, rocks and fires, and she bounces that one off the ground and low for ball number 1.
Yeah, Jones squared up the bunt, and first baseman and third baseman crashed there towards home.
I concur.
And she pulled back at the last moment.
So 1 ball, no strikes to Jones, 1 out. It's a 4-0 game. Here she goes. She's going to square around again, and she bunted, swinged it. I guess you call that a bunted swing. I don't know what you call that.
Call that a strike. We'll just call it a strike.
We'll call it a strike.
Yeah, we'll just, she hit.
That was like a bunt, but I guess it's a slap bunt,
Yeah, slap
but she
bunt.
missed it.
Slapping
And there's a drive toward short. Short going to scoop it up, throw it toward first, and a good play by the shortstop as they get Jones on the ground out.
Once again, these Eunice players are hitting the ball hard, but just directly at the players for Artesia.
And that'll bring up the pitcher, Pierce, as Pierce will come up there. She steps in, ready to go. Eunice trails here 4-0 in this first inning. They've got 2 outs, and here comes the pitch.
Oh, that looked low.
That umpire calls them strikes fast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the catcher had the ball yet. He didn't call it a strike.
Man, it looked extremely low.
Yeah,
yes.
Rocking, firing. That ball's hit high up over the shortstop. Shortstop waiting under it. Makes the catch.
Almost dropped it.
And Pierce with the fly out. That'll end the inning as we move to the second. The Lady Cards trail Artesia JV 4-0. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Did you know that Cardinal Hardware isn't just your ordinary hardware store? They're your one-stop destination for all your hardware needs. As the sole hardware store in town, they take pride in being locally owned and operated, serving the community with dedication and care. Cardinal Hardware is fully stocked with all the essentials you need, ensuring you can find everything you're looking for right in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Eunice is a beacon of community spirit where everyone knows your name and looks out for one another. It's an idyllic haven to raise a family with top-notch schools, a vibrant community, and thrives on sports and academics, and has an unbeatable low cost of living. Want to tap into the heartbeat of Eunice? Google cityofunis.org to unlock a treasure trove of community events, business listings, city maps, and so much more. Experience the magic of small-town living where everyone is welcomed with open arms.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports. Here live in Eunice on a beautiful Monday evening. Beautiful, beautiful spring evening. Man, it's so nice out there.
It's beautiful out here on the softball field, but somewhere else it might be kind of hectic right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
Leave
true.
it at that.
And so stepping up to the plate is, I believe this is Perez, unless
Yes, sir,
she's
it was.
number 8. That is Perez. She drives it over to short. Short scoops it and fires it to first. I believe that was Zamora.
Correct, it was Zamora.
Yeah, so Perez goes down on the ground out, and that'll bring them back to the top of the lineup, I believe, back to Tovar. Young lady led the game off earlier with a triple. So she steps up there ready. Pierce in the circle, kicks and fires right down the middle for strike one.
That umpire must have been hit once or twice. He moves more
He's
than the
flinching.
catcher does, yes.
And now he's slid way over here to this left side again. So here comes the next
There
pitch.
it
It's
is,
right
two.
down the outside corner for strike number 2. Two nice pitches from Pierce. It's 0-2 here to Tovar. And here comes the pitch. Driven high,
fly
right
towards
up over
pitcher.
the pitcher. Pitcher going to run in and catch it. And so that'll take Tovar down. And that'll move us over to Bustamante.
That's for out number 2 here.
This is Myra Bustamante. She had an RBI single her first trip to the plate. Once again, this is game 2 of our doubleheader. The Lady Cards won the first game 9-8.
That poor umpire, he doesn't know this. When you turn your back, you don't get hit where there's no protection at.
Yeah, he was
He
bobbing
must
and
not have
weaving
any
right
shin
there.
guards on.
He must
So-
have nothing out there. Who knows?
1 ball, no strikes here to Bustamante. Bustamante ready. Here comes the pitch, and that one is right on that inside corner.
I like
for
this
strike
dude right here,
number
boy.
1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in a 4-0 game. We're in the top of the second. Bustamante at the plate. Here comes the pitch. It's right down the middle. It's driven high into shallow right field. Right fielder coming up. She's going
A
to make the
routine
catch.
fly ball there.
And I'm thinking maybe is that Laura Lee? Who
No, I
is
think,
that?
isn't that Bella?
Bella Pierce?
Bella Pierce, yeah.
Yep, that is Pierce. So Pierce makes a really good catch out there in right field. That'll send us to the bottom of the second. Eunice trails Artesia 4-0. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Eunice Wrecker and Rental offers professional and reliable 24-hour roadside services in Lee County. Light to medium duty towing and recovery, fuel delivery, jump starts, lockouts, and tire changes. Eunice Wrecker will also haul off those unwanted vehicles to clean up your property. Eunice Wrecker, over 20 years of experience and fully licensed and insured. Call Eunice Wrecker 575-394-HOOK, 394-4665. Eunice Wrecker and Rental currently hiring Class A CDL and regular drivers for the wrecking yard. Eunice Wrecker, 44 North New Mexico Highway 248, Eunice, New Mexico, MM1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports. Coming to the plate here for the Lady Cards is Zamora as she takes that first pitch for ball number 1.
And she's playing shortstop on here in the second game as well.
Yes, absolutely. And here comes the next pitch, and it's high and outside for ball 1. I'm sorry, ball 2. So
Yes, sir,
2
ball
balls,
2.
no strikes.
They're keeping the ball away from her.
Yes, I
So
concur.
come
Now they've set up on
Yep,
the
on the
inside,
inside.
so I think you're going to come the other direction now, and that one was way inside for ball 3. So 3-0 to Zamora. And she steps back in there ready to go.
We might have to close that back door, huh?
Yeah, that breeze is starting to come through. As Zamora, almost got
hit her.
hit. As she's going to head over.
Close that door? Yeah.
So Zamora earns the walk.
Y'all cold in there?
Yes, sir. Got the field reporter here. Don't want her to catch a cold. She might miss school tomorrow.
That'll bring Bella Pierce to the plate with a runner on first. Here comes the pitch. It's high and outside for ball number 1.
This pitcher for the Artesia Dogs has not made a strike yet. Don't a strike yet.
That's Perez. She's had a
Perez.
really, really good first inning. And there's the next. It's driven over toward short. Shortstop going to scoop it, trying to turn the double play. A 6-4. And there at the 3 is going to be safe. And so she gets the lead runner, Artesia does.
There was no way in the world they would get Bella. She was just too fast coming out of that box.
She gets the fielder's choice, or reaches on a fielder's choice there. And so that'll bring up Nieto. Nieto now with 1 out and a runner on first. Steps in there ready. Here comes the pitch. It is, oh man.
Wow.
You know, we were talking about how fast he makes the call. He was delayed on that one because it was a
He must have
ways
closed his eyes. I
outside.
think he closed his
Yes.
eyes, looked at the umpire on the field, said, strike.
So Nieto back in there. Here comes the pitch from Perez, and it's, man,
See,
It's
you called that
inside.
one fast, right?
Yep. He did call that one fast.
He
So
must be ready to go home and get some beans and taters.
it's 0-2 for Nieto.
How about some steak and taters?
Ready to go. Here comes the pitch. It's driven over towards second. Second scoops it, backhands it to the short. And then a dropped or bobbled ball there on first will allow Nieto to reach on the fielder's choice again.
You got a tagger, bud.
Got a tagger after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She thought she was out.
That's what I was talking about in that first game.
Ooh, focus,
We've got a
ladies,
lot of
focus.
really nonchalant stuff that goes on sometimes out on our bases, especially. It's like our young ladies.
And this team is seasoned.
Yes, yes.
And like I heard earlier, this is their 6th game, I believe.
Yeah, they just they got to keep their head in the ball games and keep the foot on the pedal. They sometimes pull it off and just stroll out in the middle of nowhere. And so that first pitch is inside for ball one as Williams steps up here to plate. Young lady hit the ball really well in that game one.
I think she went 3 for 3.
No, I think maybe 3 for 4.
4, 3 for 1. Okay.
But hit the ball solid.
Pushed it, yes.
And that one's going to foul over there toward the right field line, and I believe it's going to hit the turf. It went behind the dugout, and there was
Can't
somebody
see from
running
here.
for it. And I think we've had Mariah McGuire come in to run for Nieto over there.
Number 4.
Yeah, I don't know about what number, but I think that's who that is.
That's McGuire, yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so stepping up there is Williams. Williams is ready. Ready to go. Here comes the next pitch. It's hit hard down the right field line, and it's going to stay fair.
Go to,
making
go
the
to,
turn
go.
into third, and then
Go
they
to now,
gun
there you
it
go.
home. And now Williams going to take second. And so Williams, on my paperwork, I'll give her a double. More like a single with a reach afterwards, but she stands on second with runners on second and third.
Base hit gets us in.
And so got a message here from, I believe that's Miss Tracy Davis, says that the first polls, and there's a chopper over to second.
There's
They're going to
Gaetan.
scoop it up and throw Gaetan out at first, as Gaetan will go down on the ground out. And so that'll keep the Lady Cards from scoring here. As we move into the third, it's still 4-0. We'll keep it here. I'll talk about this a little bit. What Ms. Davis sent us is the top 10 coaches poll for softball. The Lady Cards right now sitting in the 4 spot. Number 1 is Estancia, 2 is Mesilla Valley, 3 is Loving, and 4 Eunice. Rounding out the top 5 is Raton. They've got Jow at number 9. Trying to see if I saw any others in our area in there.
That's pretty much
don't.
it.
Over on the boys' side, the boys' top 5 coaches poll. Let's see, boys, coaches. All right, so they've got Eunice at the number 1 spot, Santa Rosa at the number 2 spot, and I got to be honest with you. You know, I call it like I see it. There's 3 coaches that voted for Santa Rosa as the number 1 team in the state over Eunice when Eunice beat them the other day like a man. I mean, like how do you even justify that? And I'm not saying that might not be right later in the season. I don't know. But Eunice just beat them within the last few days like a drum. And so what 3 coaches did that? I'd like to have a little conversation with them behind the building. And anyway.
And I'll watch.
That's
I'll videotape it.
I'm not gonna see nothing.
They've got,
see no evil, hear no evil, bud.
They've got Texaco at 3, Oak Grove at 4, and Hoso Academy at 5. Loving at 6, and that kind of rounds it up. I mean, there's others on here, but pretty good deal for the Cardinals starting off the first coaches poll in that number 1 spot. I was really impressed with the Cardinals. They got a long way to go, but definitely a good start for sure. And that pitch is overthrown. The runner's going to head for second. And
almost got her.
Almost got her.
Pretty close
Almost got
play.
her.
Yes.
As that is that Reza, I believe, that's up to the plate?
Yeah, after number 17, I believe so, sir.
17.
Was the one who was on second base.
That one's fouled off. This is
16.
15.
This is 16 batting.
This is Loya. What did you say the first time? 17?
17 was on second base.
17's on second?
Yes.
And my eyes are horrible, and I didn't wear my glasses, so I can't see worth a hoot. But
Who's on first?
Nobody. Williams is just covering it. His glass doesn't help me a lot.
if that's 17 that's on second, then I don't know how we're at 15 batting.
No,
that means
16 is batting. 16 is batting.
All right, so
She hit
that
it
ain't
towards
Loya.
center field.
So that
It's
is
caught
Molina.
out there by Garcia.
All right.
And
so
this is number 20.
Aguilar is on second.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is 20 up the bat.
So you're just saying names over there that you hear me say. You
No,
don't have
no, I don't have no roster. I'm just going off the numbers. I'll give you the numbers before and after that way you know we have on your roster. That's what I'm going off of.
There's that first pitch. It's down the middle for strike number 1.
I think Jimmy's saying next time stay in here and write your numbers down, buddy.
No, they give him the roster. I take a picture of mine if you don't want a picture, and that's what I do. That's how I take care of mine.
Here comes the next pitch. It's inside. It's
Ooh.
driven.
Oh,
Foul.
the coach over there, too.
Yeah.
Trying to take her coach out. Mad at her.
Let's see here. That's a fly out. Trying to catch up my stuff here.
0-2.
And so this is Bustamante, the second Bustamante, up to the plate. This is the number 5 batter here in this. And she hits that one high up over first base. Williams right underneath it, makes the catch. And so down goes Bustamante.
Down goes
And that'll
Frazier.
bring up Reza. Young lady had a double her last at bat. And is that you?
No.
No? It says Rosendo Caballero.
I ain't see no text. Oh, I said thank you to the Miss
Oh, I got you. It just
For that
popped up on
information.
my phone.
For reals?
All right, and there's it just popped up. And anyway, it just said Rosendo Caballero message. So I was like, what the heck?
You're sitting
Man,
right beside him.
I
You don't
sent
have to
that.
text
I sent that at 7:41. You just got that.
I
3
just
minutes.
came to my phone.
Oh, there it is, boss.
Bad as my daughters. They sit in the back seat and text each other back and forth.
No, actually, it takes us for the person who sent his information.
Reza steps back in there. She's got 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs in a 4-0 game. Here comes the pitch from Pierce. It's high and outside for ball 2. 2-1. She'll step back in there ready to go. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. It's high and outside for ball 3.
She thought it was 4.
Yeah,
She's
I thought it was
fixing to go.
4.
So Pierce back in there ready with a 3-1 count is Reza. And Reza takes a chop at that one. She was ready to do some golfing on that one, and she fouled it off. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Let's see if Pierce can come back and get her here. She's been behind this whole count. Let's see if she can fire back into it here. Here's the pitch. It's
There
right
it is.
down the middle, and she did. And down goes Reza. And so that'll send us into the bottom of the 3rd. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Guns Up Services is a proud supporter of their Eunice community and their Eunice Cardinals. Guns Up Services has been in business almost 14 years and is family owned and operated, located at 2105 Avenue O in Eunice. They're your trusted vacuum truck, winch truck, frac tanks, rental equipment, and dirt work provider. Guns Up Services in Eunice wants to cheer on number 9 Elijah and number 15 Maddox, wishing them good luck this sports season. Guns Up Services, another proud supporter of all Lee County athletics. Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006, delivers exceptional transport, pump truck, vacuum truck, and disposal services. Their commitment extends beyond business to supporting Lee County sports and academics. Parker Energy wants to empower young adults to succeed in sports, scholastics, and personal growth. Parker Energy, located at 2350 Avenue O in Eunice, proudly backs Lee County athletics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports live here in Eunice on a beautiful spring evening as it is approaching 8 o'clock here today. The Lady Cards trail in game number 2, 4-0, and stepping up to the plate is this Williams? No.
This is number 6.
Or Matt. Oh, it's Laura Lee. Is it Key? Key. Laura Lee.
Key or Key?
Key. It's Key. K-E-Y. Laura Lee Key.
Is she the pinch hitter or something? She's not playing field.
Yeah, I don't know that information. Is he the DH?
Should be on that roster.
I can't read the
You
roster.
can't see it?
Yeah, you
Let me see if I can figure it out.
Yep, so she's back in there
It
with
says
a 1-1
flex beside her
count.
name.
Flex?
Yes, sir.
Does that mean she's going to show us her muscles in a minute?
Probably could.
Oh, okay. Want to turn around and show us?
And I know
So
her dad
flex.
works for Devon Energy as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Here comes the next pitch. It's high for ball 3. So 3-1 to Key. She steps back in there ready to go. Wasting no time is Perez from Artesia. She's going to kick and fire one toward home. Here comes the swing and a miss from Key, and now we got a full count, 3-2.
She wanted that one bad, didn't she?
Yes, she did. She was giving her all she got, Captain, on that one, as she was swinging. 3-2. Here comes the pitch. I think. Now it comes. And she takes it for strike number 3. So down goes Key. And so Perez
out number
with
1
the
here.
K. And so that'll bring up Lexi Garcia, I think. Oh, well, no,
back to the
because
top,
you've
yes,
got
sir.
the flex. Yeah, so now you'll go back to the top, and that is Riley Dillard. With one out here, young lady that flew out her first trip to the plate.
Yes, sir.
And she is red.
And a deep fly ball, actually.
Yep. Ooh, and she
Ooh.
almost gets that
Yeah.
one on the bill of the bill of the helmet.
Oh, she leaned to it, tried to get out of the way of that one, but either way, that would have hurt.
Stepping back up there, ready to go. Here comes the pitch from Perez to Dillard. And she swings at that one and misses for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. You know, that first game started off with a lot of scoring. This game started off with a lot of scoring for them, but then it's been kind of quiet. The bats have been for the Lady Cardinals, and scooping that one up and touching first as Dillard goes down on the ground out.
Yes, sir, I believe so. We just can't get those bats going. We're hitting the ball hard, but we're hitting right at people.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
hopefully we can start something here with Jones.
That'll bring up number 1, Haley Jones. She's number 1 on her jersey and number 1 in our hearts. As she had the game-winning RBI in that last game. And she steps up there ready, and she fouls that one right back at us. Almost hit that little fancy-looking digital camera up there on the. You know, it would be nice if we could figure out a way with the broadcast to set up something like that.
Where they get
Like
a clearer view.
Wireless one,
Yeah.
yep. There's a drive
it
into
is.
left center field from Jones. The center fielder made a really good play and cut it off and fired it back in to hold Jones to a single. But definitely a well-hit ball there by Haley Jones as she now stands on first base with 2 outs. And here comes Michaela Pierce to the plate. Young lady had a fly out her first at plate appearance. And she steps up there ready to go. Here comes the pitch. She thought about it. She takes it, and Jones gets caught again, and she races
she
over
wisely
to
goes over to
second.
second,
She's
right?
there.
And she was about to get picked off.
Going back to first, and I'm going to second.
Yes, and she did get there. It was like the road runner, as she said, beep, beep, and took off down to second.
Got them wheels turning.
That's right. So back in there is Pierce. 1 ball, no strikes here to her. Runner now in scoring position, and that ball's low and inside for ball 2. So 2-0 to Pierce with Jones now in scoring position. Maybe we can break that barrier and get some runs headed for home here. Pierce steps back in there ready after a brief timeout. Perez ready to kick. She kicks, fires it toward home, and it's driven hard toward left field. It may be.
gone.
It could be. Holy cow! Michaela Pierce goes yard, driving it over to Cardinal Football Stadium on the 2-run shot. She scores Jones, and now she's going to run and do the hippity-hop stomp on home plate. The 2-run homer for Michaela KK Pierce. What a shot.
That is a beautiful shot, man. Went over that field real easily. That young player out there just throws her hands up. It's over.
Wow, what a shot there.
And that
by
puts Eunice
Michaela
on the board, like
Pierce.
you said, 2 points. Much
Nice.
needed here.
Yeah, that was a nice shot there by Pierce. And now the Lady Cardinals draw within 2. It's 4-2, and that'll bring Zamora to the plate. So Zamora steps up there ready to go. Umpire's out chasing bats. He's got them organized now, and now he's back in there. Here comes Perez. She's going to kick and fire it toward home. It's driven over into shallow right field. Right fielder making a run up to catch it, and she does.
Got a
And
glove on.
good play there in right field as Zamora goes down on the fly out, but not before the Lady Cards put 2 runs on the board. Your score, Artesia 4, Eunice 2. We move to the 3rd. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage. We move to the 4th.
Yes, sir.
You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main. Call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Redbird Garage is your hometown local mechanic shop specializing in minor and major repairs from oil changes, car washes, brake work, AC repair, and so much more. For more information, call 575-394-8828. Call 575-394-8828. Redbird Garage, 1800 North Main Street is your hometown mechanic shop, committed to always doing what's right for you and your vehicle. Redbird Garage is a proud supporter of Lee County athletics and academics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports here live in Eunice. The Lady Cards trail Artesia 4-2. We're in the top of the 4th. Here comes our first pitch. It's going to be low and outside. Is that 15? Is that Loya?
Yes, sir, it is 15.
That's right. Yeah, so she steps back in there ready to go. Michaela Pierce in the circle, the young lady that just hit a 2-run shot over the left field.
Oh, beautiful
fence,
job by
nice
Williams.
catch by Williams.
Stretching out, all 6 foot of her.
I'll take that
Williams
one.
stretched out to make that catch over there. And so she's going to line out to Williams over there on first base. Williams was stretching.
Oh, for out number 1 there.
And I believe that brings us to Garcia. As Garcia gets up to the plate. That is not right. That's number 5, huh?
Yes, sir. She was the pitcher last game. I'll remember her name.
Yep. So they must be. Anyway, she's down. She's way down here. That'll be Cano. Number 5 is Cano. And she swings and misses at that one.
I thought
for
the umpire was
strike
just
2.
going to not say Connor because he moved out of the way there.
Yep. So 0-2 here to Cano. She steps in there ready. Here comes the pitch. It's inside, but it's fouled right down the third base line. Going to stay foul. So staying alive. It's Cano.
alive. Staying alive.
Cano's,
That's the Bee Gees.
Cano's staying alive, just like Charlie used to do in his butterfly collar shirt,
yeah.
unbuttoned with his chest sticking
All
out
that
at the
gold
club
hanging
when he
down,
was
huh?
young.
Getting
Yeah.
stuck in his hair.
Yeah.
Doing that spin move.
That's right. He was out. He dropped down to the splits.
He had
every
a
now
full
and
set of
then.
hair then, huh?
little puffy afro. You know, he had a nickname.
Showing off that navy tattoo hair on his
Yes.
right arm.
And down goes Cano on the strikeout.
Trying
As
to-
Pierce gets the strikeout there.
Trying to tell the ladies he's from New Mexico.
Yep.
Where's that from? You speak good English.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That brings us to the top of the lineup as Tovar, young lady, hit a triple to lead this game off. She steps up there.
Oh, beautiful pitch there.
Ooh, it looked good.
And that ain't her either. Man, my
Did they
roster-
put a sub in? or
Man, they
something?
must have subbed at some point and not told us. This is Perez. So Perez is at the bottom of the my lineup is all messed up again. They did this last
Yes.
game though too. They
put
subbed in
subs
the first
and I'll
inning.
let you know.
Yeah, and so anyway, yeah, it's is
Oh, well.
what it is. There's a drive into shallow left field. Shortstop going to step back and catch it right on the edge
3
of
up,
the
3
green.
down. Momentum has
And
changed
so
here.
down goes Perez. We'll say that's who that was. I'm not sure anymore. But with that said, we'll move into the bottom of the 4th. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
BTH Services and Rentals LLC is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. They wish all the young athletes an incredible basketball season and send a special shout out to the class of 2025 seniors. Congratulations on this milestone. Go Big Red. BTH Services and Rentals, proud supporters of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Bart Parker, owner of Redbird LP Gas Company, and his employees are proud of the Eunice Cardinals. Bart, class of 1971, state champions of both basketball and baseball, support the kids in their academics and athletics. And they realize balancing both is challenging, and they appreciate the Cardinals' determination. Redbird knows the Eunice Cardinals have worked really hard to get where they're at, and they're cheering them on all the way. Supporting the Eunice Cardinals, Redbird LP Gas Company.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal sports. And so, anyway, a lot of action here. It's a 4-2 ball game. The Lady Cards trail Artesia by 2. And we've got Bella Pierce coming to the plate. As she steps up there, ready to go. I can't see good enough to tell if that's still Perez. I think it is pitching.
Yeah.
It kicks and fires, and there's a drive into right center field. It's going to find the turf, and so Pierce with a nice single. She singled her last 2 at bats. So she singled her first at bat, singled her second at bat, and that'll bring Nieto to the plate. She represents the tying run. If we could figure out a way to guide her ball right over that outfield fence. And here comes the first pitch, and it's driven over toward third base, and they're going to stretch out and make that catch. So down goes Nieto on the fly out.
I thought she was going to miss it the way she was backpedaling for a second.
It almost got over her. And Pierce stays there on first. And here comes Williams to the plate. Young lady had a double her first at bat. She steps up there ready to go. Here comes the pitch. It's swung on. A little dribbler down the third base line. They're going to scoop it up, but just outside that line, it'll be a foul ball.
But Williams went up that first base line like nothing.
She was moving.
She picked up some speed after basketball.
Man, I think probably she's been out doing some sprints with Shane and working on that 40-meter dash or 40-yard dash.
Coming out of the box speed, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was that 10-200 speed right there as she was headed down the first base line.
Oh, some cold.
So 0-1. Here comes the next pitch. It's driven to shallow left. Or no, it didn't make it to left. The shortstop going to step over and make the catch. So a fly out there on the infield fly for Williams. And that'll bring up Gaetan. Gaetan steps up there ready.
Way inside on her.
Yep. They are lined up way over there. And they're going to call that a strike, huh?
There's no way possible as a strike.
Man, he called that ball a strike, and it was at least a foot inside the edge of the plate. She's got her heels on the back of the box, and they drive that one toward the center field fence. It's over the head of the center fielder. They're going to stop her right there. Oh, and she's not going to listen. And now they got her in a rundown as she's headed back. They throw it, and now she's going to make a run for it. Up, they're back and forth. We got a good one here. And now they're going to tag her. And they finally bring her down, and that'll end the inning. As we move into the fifth, the coach was holding her up, but she was like,
all I seen was the windmill.
She looked like one of my kids going down the road with the red lights in Hobbs on Del Paso. Oh, that was yellow and maybe orange, but I'm going to hit the gas.
Yellow. Especially on that new car, huh?
So, so we got a 4-2 ball game. We'll move into the fifth. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
The Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our broadcast of Eunice Cardinal Sports here. Jimmy Jones alongside Charlie Fairbrush, the thumb. And, of course, we got Rosendo Caballero, the sharpest tool in that school board shed, according to him.
Best looking, sharpest.
The sharpest tool.
Not the sharpest.
In that shed we call the school board.
Bunt.
Oh, man, a bunt right down the first base line. They're going to,
Nobody to throw it to.
She was there. Just kind of hesitated a little bit.
I thought she was,
too.
There. They, Pierce looked at her like, "Were you there?" But I think she was there.
Yeah.
You just got to go ahead and flip it over there. Sometimes in those situations like that where everybody's moving, you got to throw it to the
You
spot.
got to trust the other player.
And
just
they're
throw
on
it.
the run to come get it. But anyway, needless to say, reaching is Artesia on the error there. And there's a high fly
that's
ball
high.
into shallow center field.
Somebody
a lot
call
of people
it.
calling for it. The second baseman, Jones, is going to come over, and she's going to make that play.
Route number
So,
one.
Yeah, for sure. So that was a fly out here by Myra Bustamante. And Tovar got reached on the single. So this will be Aguilar. She takes that first pitch inside for ball one and struggling with it behind the plate. And so the runner's going to advance over to second. 1 ball, no strikes here in a 4-2 game. We're in the top of the 5th. And that ball's going to be right down that outside corner.
Could stay a little bit high.
I guess so. So that makes it 2 balls, no strikes. And set up way on the inside is the umpire. And they drive that one into shallow left field. It's a nice shot. And then they're going to fire it toward home. And
You get the runner on second
and
first.
man,
I thought she was going to go to second.
Man, we keep going to sleep on stuff like that. We got lucky right there. We
Yeah.
were going to have a conversation while there's base runners on the bases. Got to keep our head in the ball game. We've done that the last 2. I mean, this game and the first game.
Correct, yes, sir. And it's
Stay
hurt us.
focused, ladies. Stay focused.
Mm-hmm. So up to the bat is Molina,
Come on, Williams.
and she hits it right over to Williams. Williams going to make the catch. And so now 2 outs here as down goes Molina on the flyout, and that'll bring up Bustamante. There's 2
Number 20.
Bustamantes on this Artesia JV team. This young lady had an RBI double and a flyout, and she dribbles that one right in front of the home plate, and then they're going to say foul ball. So 0-1 here to Bustamante. She's going to step back in there. Pierce already ready. She's in that. I'm going to throw
Speed
it.
mode, huh?
Yep, and here comes the pitch, and it's driven into shallow
Stop
center
it.
field.
That's going all the way to the
Center
fence.
fielder misplays it, and it goes past them all the way to the fence, and they're going to turn and send everybody, and it's going to be a base clearing double from Bustamante.
Wow, making the ball. What's the score? 6-2.
Yep.
We have a courtesy runner out there for that batter.
Center fielder on the run. That was Garcia, and she kind of misjudged the, I guess, how hard that ball was hit. And as she was coming up at an angle, it went by her and got all the way to the fence. It was a shot
It
by
was a shot. It went out
Bustamante,
the
no
guy
doubt.
fast.
And there's
That's a
another
golf
shot
swing.
over toward
Off the
third,
ground.
and the Gaetan scooped at it and couldn't come up with it. Just kind of batted it with her glove across the ground, and so now you've got runners on the corner.
Here with 2 outs. Just can't get that third one out of here.
Yep.
Struggling, are we?
So I believe this is going to be Loya. Here comes the pitch. It's dribbler over toward the first base line, going to be foul.
Strike number
Yep,
1.
and that is Loya.
It is Loya, right? Number
Yep.
2.
Yep, that is Loya, 15.
Mm-hmm.
She steps back in there ready. Runners on the corner. She drives that one foul over toward her own dugout. So now we got a 0-2 count here. Let's see what kind of magic Pierce can pull off here. See if she can ring her up and set her down. She's ready. Here comes the pitch. It's chopped right back at Pierce. She's going to fire it over to first, and they get her, and that'll get us out of the inning, or get us out of the top half of that one anyway. So with that said, you got a score 6-2. We move to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Eunice Public Schools empower students to soar by providing exceptional educational experiences in a safe and nurturing environment. The entire Eunice community comes together to champion sports and academics, fostering a spirit of collaboration and friendly competition. Eunice is a vibrant small town with a strong sense of community and academic excellence where everyone thrives. Eunice Public Schools, prioritizing student success, cultivating meaningful relationships, and striving for academic excellence to transform lives and unlock limitless potential.
Did you know that Cardinal Hardware isn't just your ordinary hardware store? They're your one-stop destination for all your hardware needs. As the sole hardware store in town, they take pride in being locally owned and operated, serving the community with dedication and care. Cardinal Hardware is fully stocked with all the essentials you need, ensuring you can find everything you're looking for right in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Nomart Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports, here live in Eunice as we are in inning number 5, I believe. My eyeballs don't see too
Yes,
good,
sir,
but I
bottom of
believe
fifth.
that's 5, bottom of the 5th. And the Cardinals will come to the plate. Coming up is Laura Lee Key.
The flex hitter.
Yep, and she steps up there ready to go. Here comes the first pitch from Perez. And that one's low and inside for ball 1. Yep. She's up here ready to go. Here comes the next pitch. They're set up way inside on her. And that one's low and it hits her in the shin, it looked like, for ball 2. You know, one interesting thing about softball that's, I think, different than baseball is if the ball hits the turf and then hits the batter, I've seen them still give them the base.
Right.
And
In
I
baseball,
think
the
in
ball's dead.
baseball, if it hits the turf first, it's a dead ball. I think.
Yes, sir. You are right.
And there's a drive. It goes right off the end of the bat, though, and it's going to fly right towards second base, and a fly out or line out for Key as she goes down, and that'll bring us to the top of the lineup as Riley Dillard steps back up. Young lady flew out her first at bat and then had a ground out her last at bat, so she's up ready to go. Down 4 are the Cardinals. And that ball is inside.
The umpire was moving out of the way. How did
Yes,
he make
he
that
was.
call?
He was jumping.
Yep.
How did he make that call?
He was looking for an escape route.
Call it a ball.
And so 1 ball, no strikes to Dillard. She's going to jump in there ready. Here comes the next pitch, and it's way outside for ball 2. 2-0 to Dillard. One thing about softball that's always entertaining is all the chants and stuff that
Yes.
they do. It sounds like we got like the cheer team over there in the dugout right now at the state cheer competition, which what he called that a strike.
Yes, he did.
That ball skipped off the turf.
It bounced before the plate.
Jimmy, yes.
That ball was bouncing when it came across the
I
plate.
think it bounced twice and then it caught it.
He called that a strike.
Yes, sir, he called
it's
it a
2-1, and now Dillard's going to take a swipe at that one, hits it right to first base, and she'll go down on the ground out.
We're out number 2 here. We need a 2-out rally.
So that'll bring up Haley Jones with 2 outs, trailing by 4. Haley Jones, the right-hander, steps in there ready to go. Perez wasting no time. She's already halfway rocking it, kicking it. And that one's inside. Golly, that's inside.
He must be getting tired.
Man, that ball is dang near a foot inside. I mean, it'd be different if we
Just
weren't.
like that. You didn't call that a strike?
It'd be different if we weren't sitting where we're sitting, but we are directly behind home plate, just above the umpire's head.
Y'all are watching it on live TV. You see it.
Here comes the next pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jones drives it down the third base line.
there.
Third baseman going to scoop it. She's trying to get there. It's close. And they call her out. So down goes Jones on the ground out, headed for first. And that'll move us into the 6th, I believe. Yep. Eunice trails Artesia JV 6-2. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Eunice is a beacon of community spirit where everyone knows your name and looks out for one another. It's an idyllic haven to raise a family with top-notch schools, a vibrant community, and thrives on sports and academics, and has an unbeatable low cost of living. Want to tap into the heartbeat of Eunice? Google cityofunis.org to unlock a treasure trove of community events, business listings, city maps, and so much more. Experience the magic of small-town living where everyone is welcomed with open arms.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County Athletics.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports here live in Eunice. Eunice versus Artesia. And we are starting the 6th inning here.
Artesia JV, sir.
Yeah, it is Artesia JV, the Lady Dogs.
We won the first game of this doubleheader.
Yeah. And the Lady Cards trail here in this one. And this is number 5, Kano, up to bat as she fouls that one off to even out the count.
The Lady Cards are just struggling at the plate, man, other than that home run that we got from Pierce.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this game they've struggled, and I believe, you give that credit to Perez as she's pitched well.
Yes.
So here comes the pitch. It's high and outside for ball 1. So
Is Charlie still
two
out there? He ain't
balls,
saying
2
much.
balls, 1 strike. He's out there.
Still
He
not.
don't
I can hear him
have that-
breathing.
Staying
Let's
alive.
say
Staying
He
alive.
don't have the cheering dad that was sitting beside him a while ago, and that's a dribbler down the third base line. Gaetan
beautiful
shot
job.
puts it. She
Ditto.
scooped it up, and she kind of threw it like a shot put, but she scooped it right over to first in time. And so down goes.
In the nick of time.
Yep. So coming to the plate here is number. Is that 5 as well?
I
Kano,
can't
how
tell,
many
boss.
number 5s they got? I can't see.
Who was
Yeah,
it?
that last one was Perez, right? And this one will be Kano. Oh, that's Perez. And their lineup is just jacked to me. That's what keeps throwing me all off.
She's number 6. This one right there.
This one's number 6.
So,
I
Well,
can't
if it's
tell from here.
Perez, it's 8.
or maybe it's 8.
Oh man.
Because Perez
Her
is the
hair's
pitcher,
in the
right?
way I can't see from that ponytail.
Do we got 5 or 6 point? I think we've got 7 already.
That
don't
is number
we?
8.
Hit it over to right field, shallow right, running up.
Oh, Bella
and
misses
the
it
my
out there.
goodness.
Ball goes
And she
off the
fell.
tip of the
Oh.
glove. Oh, and the
Oh, no.
What?
What happened?
in the world.
She tripped over there after first base. She made that turn
so
and she
so is
tripped.
that young lady? She's coaching
Yeah,
first
she's the base
base.
coach, yes.
I was like, there's 2 runners
Yeah.
out
Yeah,
there
I
on
thought
first base.
that's what
One
I
of them
thought.
fell down. The other one's jumping around, dancing behind her. I'm
Yeah.
like, what in the world
I
is
thought they
going
both
on here?
occupied the base and one
So-
of them was out.
So what actually happened is the young lady that hit the ball tripped over first base.
And that's what Coach Blues Bucket's going to hit him. Hey, that coach cannot be on the field as a coach player.
Why was she on the field?
Yeah, it confused me.
Yeah.
You had the first base coach all the way out there on first base trying to help the other young lady up.
Yes.
So
she
you
cannot physically touch her.
You had 2 players on the field. I thought one of them
They're
had
still
tripped
on the
the
field.
other one.
They're
Yeah,
both
she
on the
should be
field
in
now.
in the coach's
Yeah.
box. You see,
Yeah,
that's
they're
why
gonna
she's
call
out.
her out.
And
Yeah.
the reason is because she went out there and helped her up. Being
Yeah.
a base coach, you must stay in the box.
Yep. Yeah, she ran out there on the field and was going to help her up in the middle of the game. That's why I was confused. I'm like, we got 2 runners out there, but one of them was acting as the first base
Yes, sir.
coach. So, okay, well, they made the right call then. They called her out. I was confused, but that's why I was confused. And so now, does this bring us to the top of the lineup? Is this Tovar,
Number
number
one.
1?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Young lady, like I said, started this game off with a triple. And so she steps up there ready to go. A 6-2 ball game, 2 outs. And she drives that one into shallow center field. It's going to find the turf. We scoop it up and fire it back in to the pitcher. And so a single from Tovar.
And that's pretty odd. Usually on these JV games, they have 2 adults in those boxes, and they have
Yeah.
a kid on this side. I don't know
Well, they
what's
did
going on
have
here.
up until now.
No, they did not. The
Oh, they
first game?
didn't?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just noticed it
I
because
didn't
of.
notice.
No,
Yeah,
if you go
because
back
of-
and look at the film, they've had a little girl there
And
the
there's
whole
a
time.
drive into shallow center. Coming
Oh.
up, they're going to fire it in. And so another single, back-to-back singles.
Artesia's hitting the ball here pretty well.
That should bring Aguilar up, I believe. Number 17, it does, yep. Young lady's got a walk and then back-to-back singles herself in her last trips to the plate. So here comes the pitch. It's high and outside.
For ball 1.
So 1 ball, no strikes here in a 6-2 game. The Lady Cards trail by 4. Just hadn't been able to get anything going with the bats this game. I mean, as far as the score goes, they've up to this point they've held Artesia to 6, which is about where they were at in the last game.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a good pitch there from Pierce.
Need 2 more of them.
Yep, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Aguilar at the plate. She
Oh,
swings
there it
at that one. So strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Artesia. And that is Aguilar. She slides back in there ready. Here comes the pitch from Pierce, and it's
That's
right
good.
down that
Good.
outside corner. And man, it was a back of that noggin.
So it's a full count, right?
Yep. Still 3-2.
Money pitch.
Pierce, the senior, steps onto the rubber, ready to go. She's going to rock, fire it toward home. It's right down the middle. It's hit
that's
high
catchable. That's
over
catchable.
behind second. And we've
Oh
got
my
2 players that
gosh.
run into
Whoa.
each other, but we make the catch in center. The
Got it.
center
Call
fielder
that ball,
comes
ladies.
up. They ran into each other, but not before the catch was made. So down goes Aguilar and down goes Artesia in that part of the inning as we move to the bottom of the 6th. The Cardinals trail 6-2. You're listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Eunice Wrecker and Rental offers professional and reliable 24-hour roadside services in Lee County. Light to medium duty towing and recovery, fuel delivery, jump starts, lockouts, and tire changes. Eunice Wrecker will also haul off those unwanted vehicles to clean up your property. Eunice Wrecker, over 20 years of experience and fully licensed and insured. Call Eunice Wrecker 575-394-HOOK, 394-4665. Eunice Wrecker and Rental currently hiring Class A CDL and regular drivers for the wrecking yard. Eunice Wrecker, 44 North New Mexico Highway 248, Eunice, New Mexico, MM1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports. Here live in Eunice as the Lady Cards trail Artesia JV 6-2. Coming to the plate, I believe, is going to be Michaela Pierce.
Yes, sir, number 13.
Yeah, so Pierce steps up there. She's the pitcher in this game for the Lady Cardinals.
And she had a home run last inning.
Yep, knocked it over there into the parking lot for the teachers. And she's up there ready to go. Perez still in the circle for Artesia. Taking her time, but here it comes. And it's driven
on that
high
first
up
pitch.
into shallow center. They're trying to get there, and it
Missed
finds
it.
the turf. And so Pierce is going to reach on the little bloop single that goes over the head of the shortstop, but right in front of the center fielder. And that'll bring up Zamora with no outs, a runner on first, and that's what we need.
Yes,
we need
get
a
it
little
started
rally.
right here, man. Zamora's due here.
Zamora steps in there ready. Here comes the pitch. It's high and outside, and Pierce is going to go.
wow.
And, man, it's a close one.
That was a good throw by this catcher.
Man, it's a close one.
I think she was kind of bobbling the ball. Maybe that's why she didn't get her.
Man, I tell you what, this catcher's not one you want to go on. You got
And
more
Pierce
guts.
is pretty fast.
Yes, you got more guts than me trying to steal on her. That one's going to roll away from her on the swing and the miss for strike number 1. And, yeah, that young lady, she's got a gun, and she throws it right where she wants
She's
it.
very accurate, yes, sir.
Yep. So Zamora back up there with a 1-ball, 1 strike. She chips that one in foul into the netting right here above us. Or chain link. I guess this ain't netting here.
Yeah, it's old school chain.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep. So Zamora steps back in with 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here. Bottom of the 6th. And that ball's high and inside for ball 2. The Artesia faithful thought it should have been a strike, and the pitcher did too. She's punching her glove real hard. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Perez ready. Kicks, fires it out of there, and it's swung on and missed, and so down goes Zamora on the strikeout. And that'll bring up Bella Pierce, young lady that singled her first 2 at-bats. She's got her sister standing on second.
They can swap places, right?
Yep, it'd be nice. That first pitch is way outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes here to Pierce. She's ready to go. Here comes the pitch from Perez. That one's inside for ball 2, 2-0. Young Pierce, man, I tell you, she really came on during volleyball season. Started to make a name for herself here at the Eunice High School. And that one's way low. It skips all the way up off the turf. It comes all the way back over here. And Pierce runs over to second. She kind of looked like maybe she hurt something
when
she
was
slid
in, right?
I don't know. She's like limped over to third base in slow motion. But now we got a 3-0 count. Pierce batting is Bella. Pierce on third. Michaela. And she takes a swing at that one. And, man, they must have gave her the green light there. I think that was going to be a ball. It looked really low. She reached out for it. I think she'd be on first.
She wanted to hit, right?
Yep. So 3 balls, 1 strike here. And she hits that one into shallow right field, and it is going to drop. Easily
Bella's going for
hopping.
2. She loves to run.
This one here's like struggling.
Go 3, go 3, go 3, go 3, go 3.
And so she's going to make the
Go
turn.
home,
I think they're going to send
home.
her. They're going to send her. Here she comes. It's going to be close. And she gets in there. And so Bella Pierce is going to make it all the way around. And Sister Pierce is the one I'm worried about. Is she was really limping coming home.
I see it now. Check it out.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah,
making the score 6-4 as Eunice came in there and scored 2 runs.
Yeah.
By the Beller sisters.
Yep. So 6-4. You know, the Pierces are accounting for most of the runs here today, either off hits and RBIs or runs. Yeah, the home run. Haley Jones did score one of those runs while she was standing on base when that home run happened. So Nieto's back up. She's got a single and a fly out. And she's got an 0-2 count here already. Stepping in there ready. That pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Nieto looks frustrated. Just her whole body language looks like, I'm irritated and I didn't like those calls. So here comes the next pitch. She swings and she drives that one down the left field line, and it stays in.
Fair ball.
And that was a well-hit ball, and the left fielder was way over near the line and was able to scoop it up. And in a normal setup, she'd have had 2 or 3 bases.
Easily. They
catch her on first, leave her there. And so Nieto with a well-hit ball into deep left field. She gets the single. That ball landed about 6 inches inside play and then was headed out. But the left fielder was so far over and so deep that she was able to scoop it and fire it back in.
And number 4 is the runner.
So that'll bring up Peyton Williams. And she steps up there ready to go. We need some magic, Peyton. And she drives that one into the gap. It's going to go to the wall.
Should score the runner.
Here comes, I believe,
go 3, Williams. Go 3, Williams. Go 3, Williams.
McGuire's turning and heading. She's going to have to get down, and she's there safe. And Williams with an RBI triple. She's making Daddy proud. That shot was brought to you by Badger Hydrovac. They're delivering and doing work. They'll get you that RBI whenever you need it. As Williams with the RBI triple. And
we don't have a pitching change, boys.
That brings the Lady Cards within 1 here late in this ball game. Why do I get the feeling of deja vu here from the first game? The Lady Cards won that first game by 1 after being down late like this.
And they're bringing in, what, number 5 again, the pitch?
And it does look that way. 5 would be Kano. She pitched in that first game. And they're going to make the change, I think. Yeah, or maybe they're all deciding themselves. There's not even a coach out there. And so Perez starting to, it's Kano. Kano going to start warming up here, and so we're going to have a pitching change here late in this ball game. And I don't know if it's a sign of anything that happened in the last game, but the Lady Cards actually hit off Kano fairly good late in the game.
Yep.
And so we'll see if they can keep
that
going
same magic,
from
right?
game 1, into this one. Is they've got it going here in this inning. They've scored 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. And
those sticks finally came alive right there. Perfect timing, too.
1 out. You've got the tie-in run sitting right now on third base, literally, in the crisscross applesauce position. And so
she looks comfortable, huh?
That's right. She's ready to come home. She's like, yo, Lizzie, can you send me home, please?
All needs a base hit.
Lizzie steps up there ready to go. They're setting up way on the outside part of the plate, and then they threw it inside.
gonna
And here
steal it
comes
home.
Williams. She's going to try, and she slides Pete Rose style under the tag, and she's in there, and she gets up limping too.
That's her second home plate steal
Peyton
for the night.
Williams steals home for the second time tonight. And so the Lady Cards have tied this game up 6-6. Gaetan's in there. If she'll just drive this one over the fence, we'll love her. She hits it to short. Short's going to scoop it, fire it to first, and they're going to get Gaetan on the ground out. And so that'll bring up Key. As Key steps up there, she's got 4 bats
needs
in
a
her
big hit
hand.
here,
She's
right
going to
here.
hit with all 4
Just
bats at
swing 'em
once. And now she steps in there ready, hands those others off, and she looks like she's ready to knock the thunder out of it. So here we go. And she hits it into
She
the
wanted
fence
it.
foul. A little bit behind it.
Yeah, a little too aggressive on that one because I was high and inside.
Yep.
Lay off a little bit, wait for a perfect pitch and crush it.
So Kano steps back in the circle. 0-1 count to Key. Here comes the pitch. It's driven right to the exact same spot, foul, and now we got a 0-2 count.
That was a good pitch to hit too, man. She just fouled that one back.
Yep.
Here comes the
Just
changeup. She has a good changeup,
little
this young
under
lady.
it. Yep. So here comes the next pitch. Oh, and there it
too
was. That
aggressive.
was the changeup. And
There it
she
is. It's
slammed her
officially
bat
out.
and didn't run down to first, and now she's out as they throw it down. And so down goes Key on the strikeout as we move into the final inning, a game very similar to the last game. Your score, Eunice 6, Artesia 6. You're listening to Nullmark Broadcasting's coverage of sports.
Guns Up Services is a proud supporter of their Eunice community and their Eunice Cardinals. Guns Up Services has been in business almost 14 years and is family owned and operated, located at 2105 Avenue O in Eunice. They're your trusted vacuum truck, winch truck, frac tanks, rental equipment, and dirt work provider. Guns Up Services in Eunice wants to cheer on number 9, Elijah, and number 15, Maddox, wishing them good luck this sports season. Guns Up Services, another proud supporter of all Lee County athletics. Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006, delivers exceptional transport, pump truck, vacuum truck, and disposal services. Their commitment extends beyond business to supporting Lee County sports and academics. Parker Energy wants to empower young adults to succeed in sports.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There's a drive into left field to lead this inning. That is number 15, I believe. That's Loya.
This game just won't end. The score is 6-6. Eunice battled back in that last inning. And like Jimmy said, the biggest concern we have is with our pitcher. Her legs hurt earlier, right, Mr. Jones?
Yep, that is
Oh,
true.
can't figure out what
that was,
leg
that
it
was
was.
Molina with the single,
Okay.
and so now that'll bring up Valdez, according to this 20. 20 is
20,
Bustamante.
Is that who's
What the
batting?
heck
Or
does that thing say? It does say Valdez, huh? I thought I wasn't losing it.
They're just moving them around where they want.
Man, I'm telling you, Artesia has thrown me off all day, and there's a drive
That's a-
into deep left field.
Ooh.
It's going to go
That's
off
gonna
the
score
wall.
one at least.
They're going to try to score. They got to get it in quick. They're going to hold her, and they do. The Artesia faithful not liking it. They were screaming cinder,
Mm-hmm.
and they hold them. So now with no outs, Artesia with runners at second and third, and the Artesia fans still hollering at their coach. You should have sent her. And so they didn't like the hold up from their coach there.
imagine that. Is that Charlie screaming over there?
It could be.
You never know.
Charlie's trying to scratch his back on that chain link fence.
Man, I'm trying to
Oh,
get
he's-
my.
The big old
I thought I had
bull out there,
enough-
huh?
I thought I had enough padding, but this bench is getting harder every minute.
And there's a drive
Oh,
right up the
Lordy.
gap. They're going to score one for sure, and
Maybe two.
bobbled, and now
Two.
they're
Go,
going to
go,
score
go.
two.
That
They
little
throw
girl
it in,
hesitated
and it
too
is
much.
not there. And now they fire it back out, and they're going to end up with a double and a 2 RBI deal out of that.
We keep holding that ball out there in the outfield. We got to get it in quickly.
Yep. Yep, I concur.
And we got the ref coming over here to talk to the coach.
So,
About what? I have no idea. I want to see if they're impeding the runner coming home.
Well, she made it.
yeah, so some sort of discussion going on over there between them. I mean, they just scored 2 runs on a
On an error.
Yeah, I mean, they got a double with 2 RBIs, but she looks like she's unhappy about
Put
something.
them back. Let's do a play over.
I think she wants that runner on second over here at third. Saying when she rounded first over, she ran into one of the players. That's
did she?
I think that's what she's trying to say.
And that may be. I didn't see it, but that's definitely a possibility.
One hand and
Yep.
what did you say?
Oh, we don't say anything, Charlie. That's what we. Yeah. I say a lot, but I don't say any of that stuff.
I'm gonna have to agree with Jimmy on this one. That doesn't happen often, but I agree with him.
One end, spitting the other.
Yep,
One
there
gets
you
full
go.
first round.
So
Yep.
let's go. Now how you
So
going
there's
back?
still a lengthy discussion going on over there in the corner, and now
I just
the
can't
umpires headed into the
Now our
dugout.
coach is going to talk to him.
I'm not sure what they're. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a debate or discussion going on about the book. Maybe they're going to say Shane Williams has the score wrong, and they
Or
need to correct it.
Or it could be that
Yeah,
somebody
I think
batted
we
out of
had-
line, out of order.
I think we had 2 extra points last inning. Let's put 2
You
more
know,
on there.
their order of batters, I got to tell you, has kept me confused. I mean, I am not a specialist by any means of the imagination at softball, baseball lineups, but Artesia's lineup all night has been mixed up.
Even
to
in the
me.
first game, we started
Yeah,
off.
I've been saying it the whole time. I'm like, who the heck is batting? Because the number that I showed to be up batting isn't batting. And even that time, what and have a little discussion. And
In this sport, they talk so much in baseball and softball. So
do a
many
lot of talking.
timeouts, and they discuss, and it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
out with the same solution.
Yeah.
Safe at first or out at second.
And we'll see what happens here because, like I said, I'm looking at, Shane's got the little thing they use. I forget what they call it, but it did not have the person up to bat
That was on
that
your
was
roster.
up to bat. And my roster and what was in there and who was actually batting, none of the 3 were the same person.
Girls out there doing handstands,
Yeah.
trying to stay
Just trying to
loose.
stay warm. Yeah, so there is a definite discussion going on, and it sounds like, with the way I'm looking at things, that they may pull both them runs off the board. It's
Man,
possible.
Artesia will go crazy right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll just sit out here.
You're
and
going to go
smile.
crazy, huh?
Yeah, and then we got Shane Williams that don't know how to change that score. But
He's in training. Give him credit. He's in training. He's a dad watching the game.
hey, I
So
don't
he
know
has
how
to
to
do
do
both
it
at
either.
some time.
I got to be honest with you. I don't know how to do it. Oh, they're putting them back.
Oh, they're saying
Well,
she's out.
Okay.
So they are saying that that she batted out of order.
Take the points off and she's out. 3 outs. So let's go to the next inning.
So a lengthy discussion going here, and it's got to be about the lineup. And it's like I said, when I announced who the next batter was up, it was not the batter that was up there to bat. The batter that was on our lineup showing that was up was not the right one.
Sorry,
not
y'all.
her.
So then I leaned over and looked at Shane's deal, which is the official one, and that was not the right one up either.
So she's going back to second, but he pointed her
We
out.
called her out.
So I don't think they know what's happening. I don't know
Now
what's
I'm
happening.
mad. No,
And
pretty
I'm
mad
jabbering
right now.
like I always do when I don't know what's going on, but I try to act like I do. But I really don't know what's happening here.
The good thing about volleyball, we can replay everything.
Yeah.
Here we can't
Yeah, you
replay.
can call it like a jump ball
Yes.
and just
Yeah.
redo it,
Yep.
a replay,
I think we can. Jump ball, put them back on the bases.
put everybody
back.
back. If there's
Yeah.
people coming out of the dugout, oh, no, that's the coach again.
Yes.
The third, the
That's
first base
confusion,
coach
yeah.
that runs out on the field every now and then. That's
Here comes the Eunice
Yep,
head coach
yep,
onto
so-
the field.
Is it? I'll go take her off the base.
What did he say?
Oh,
somebody
My
from
buddy.
Artesia yelled, y'all don't know the rules.
my buddy over there from earlier.
I thought it was Charlie for a second. That guy got a deep voice like Charlie.
He said,
He
y'all
sounded
don't
like a
know.
big old boy. Did he pull the rule book out in his hand?
Yeah, he's got one in his hand.
Oh, he's looking at the lineup.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, that
our
could be.
conclusion was right, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's got something to do with that
Yep.
lineup, and he's now pointing,
Mhm.
signaling that somebody's out. And so,
Yeah, but what about the hit she hit?
and the
Well, that-
runs that were scored,
That should be invalidated.
invalidated.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Look that up. Google that. Google that, Charlie.
Google it.
Not the
can't.
word, but the rules.
So the two
I can't.
umps are
Our
headed
field
back onto
reporter's
the
got my-
field.
Watch, this
I
one
was
says
going to
right here.
say the young lady that's on second, I think they were signaling out again, but they left her there, and they've left the score the same way. At least Shane has.
He said one out, but who? So was one of the runs don't count?
So both runs count then?
I guess so. All that action for
Shortstop
no
going to
reason.
scoop that, throw it to first, and they're going to get her. And Williams runs it back. So we've got 2 outs now.
But
And I'm still not sure I understand the score. So the score is going to stay? So it's 7-6. So they took 1 run off the board, which is extremely strange to me when you got a 2-run play, and that one's going to get down, and we're going to score
that'll be
another
eight
run.
anyway.
And that'll be the young lady that I think was batting out of order who ran in from second. But anyway.
And she
So
should have been
Shane
out.
does have the score right now.
So
He's not stressing it no more over there.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
calm down, sir.
Yeah, so I'm confused. But anyway, I think now the score is back right. It's 8-6.
And this is number 8 batting who was pitching earlier. Perez.
Yes,
Perez.
yes. Yep, that is right. Miranda Perez.
All that for nothing, Mr. Jones. Wasted for 20, maybe 15 minutes here.
To end up right back where
Exactly.
we were.
To get 1 out and 1 less point.
And
And
then,
we're back, yes.
and then get the point on the next pitch. Or the next run, I mean.
You got to love this game, right?
Oh, yeah. It's funny because I played baseball my whole life growing up. I mean, it's what I did, and I enjoyed it. And then, of course, when I got old, I started playing some of that men's softball and whatnot. Enjoyed that. But I probably like watching baseball and softball the least because of stuff like that. It's just got an interesting, I don't know, situation. And, oh, my gosh, we throw it into right field. Oh, my gosh.
It was ball 4. It was ball 4, ladies and gentlemen.
A lot going on.
Oh, my
there.
goodness.
On a ball 4 throw, did you see that text just now, Jimmy?
I did.
We appreciate that station, the radio station.
Yep. Yep, the station taking care of us on this long night here. Man,
We would have been done if we had a timeout.
yeah, that's true. That is true. So back in the circle, here comes the pitch. Runners on second and third. I've been going through an audit by the Supreme Court. They do audits on courts every now and then, so they log into my court from time to time and watch me do court proceedings. There's a chipper up towards second. Second
Oh,
baseman.
my
It goes
goodness.
between her legs and out into
That's
center
scored 2
field,
more
and we're
runs.
going to score 2.
We're just falling apart here.
Yes, we are. The wheels fell off. Anyway, they're doing this audit, and so I was up at the court bright and early this morning trying to make sure I had all my ducks in a row. I didn't really take a lunch break or didn't eat any lunch, and then figured out about this, so I had to run up here. So
Yep, I'm in the same boat.
all day long, I've had a Coke, a nacho, and a Reese's all up here at the softball game. I'm about ready for some dinner. By the time we get down here, it'll be time to go to bed.
Hey,
and
go
get
to
up,
bed,
do it
yes.
again.
Get up, do it again. I've been audited all last week, and I get audited again this week.
Yeah,
This week's going to be easy.
yeah.
I guess I should knock on wood, right?
Yes, sir.
You better knock on wood.
Get up here, Charlie.
There's a pitch. It's driven
Foul ball,
foul down the third base line. Yeah,
We are struggling here.
our audits are a little interesting because what they do when they're doing this type of audit, they log in through a video system and they just sit and watch you. So it's like everything you're saying to people, they're just sitting there watching, and they have like a little scorer sheet, and they're just
And they let you know at the end of the day.
no. You get it in a yearly annual report.
A
telling you-
yearly annual report.
Yeah, comes in an annual report telling you messed up this many times.
We get us at the end of the day.
And no, they don't tell you what you're doing wrong until they
Ours are findings, observations, or
stuff
corrections.
it up your caboose. That's when
no, they don't.
they.
They just tell us, this is a finding, this is an observation, this is a correction, which means a finding takes a while to fix. A correction right then and there.
Oh
An
yeah.
observation to say, hey, you know what? You're doing it correctly, but you can improve on
You
it
could
this
do
way.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, ours is not like that. They'll tell you we watched you this year and you had 150 wrongdoings.
Wrongdoings,
And, not cases. I'll handle. Right now, I'm handling anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 a year.
That's good.
Yeah. No, it ain't.
We're proud of you. Keep it up. You keep it up, Jimmy.
Yeah. There's a drive.
there
over
you go,
toward the third base
Lizzie.
line. Lizzie going to scoop it up, step on third.
Finally getting that third out.
And now we'll move into the bottom of the 7th. The Lady Cards trail Artesia JV 10-6. We'll keep it here as this will be our last half an inninger in theory.
Yes, unless Eunice comes out hitting the
Scores
sticks again.
4. Well, if they score 5, that would be all right.
Yes, I'll be all right with
Well,
me.
4 is not all right. We'll allow 5. 5
Less
will be
than
good.
4 is not all right.
Yeah, 3 isn't going to work either. That's not going to cut it. So we'll expect 5 here in this inning. Yeah, they everything that we do is done through like computer records. So what they do is they pull all your files. They'll pick like 100 of this kind of case, 100 of that kind of case, and they'll go through those. But then they also do review audits where they tune into your video system and watch you perform court. And they have like a score sheet.
And like a 1 through 10.
So if you do well, you get
something
raises
similar
or
to
what?
that. Oh, no, you don't get no raise.
He
But
said
if
no
you don't
raise.
do well, you get a new job because they run you off. That's the truth. Yeah,
It's either or, right? Either strike out or hit a home run.
usually what happens is then on the newspaper, like 2 weeks later, it'll say, Judge decides to retire to spend time with his family. and everybody in Lee County will throw him a party and say, we are sure proud of you and glad you decided to retire.
Jimmy retires to be the new chief again.
But really what happened is the Supreme Court looked at you and said, you need to go, son. You're not doing what you're supposed to do.
But
So-
most of the time when that happens, they're elderly judges, right?
Oh, no.
No? Even young
No.
ones like yourself?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. In fact, it's probably more young ones get run off than the older ones.
Wow.
Usually, if you've been doing it a while, you kind of got the gist of it by that point. But
And you know all the secrets on everybody, too, so they can't run you off.
no, that's only if you work at the schools. I'm talking about the court system.
This guy. That was a quick response.
And the 10-6. Here we go, and that ball is inside.
Oh.
Oh my golly! Woo.
Making
Wow.
it 1-1 here on
I
Riley.
heard somebody say, come on, Blue.
she's batting right-handed here.
Man,
said that?
that one was way inside. Riley.
Riley, yeah.
Riley Dillard up to the plate. Young lady had a fly out, 2 ground outs, and she jumps over to the right side this time. So Lady Cards starting here with 2-1 count, and they take that one right down the middle for strike 2.
Well, he owes us a ball, though.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here. The top of the Lady Cardinal lineup. And Kano on the circle. And that one gets away from the catcher. Catcher trying to get there. She throws it from her knees. It's not there in time, and so Dillard going to reach on the strikeout and then the drop ball.
That's all it takes to get it started, boys.
That's right. No outs. Dillard now on first, and up to the plate comes Haley Jones. The savior in the last game steps up there ready. Jones, here comes the pitch. It's high for ball number 1.
We're in the top of the lineup for the Eunice Cardinals, so we're in good
Yes.
shape here, Mr. Jones.
We are. We got a shot. We just need to be good shape to get at least 4, maybe 5 runs here, and that one's going to be right down the middle. For
We got to
strike
swing the
2.
bat, man. We got to
Yep.
swing that bat.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they had the hold on there. She kind of looked like she was taking the whole way.
Yep.
Jones ready now. Here comes the pitch. She swings at that one for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Haley Jones.
I think that umpire's getting more animated, Jimmy.
Yes, he is. Redbird Garage is bringing you this hit. Oh, no! Maybe they didn't. As down goes Jones
On
on
a
a
low
called strike
low
3.
strike ball.
Man,
That was low, Jones.
Yes, I thought so too.
he should have called that a ball just because of that other one. Man.
And that'll bring up Pierce as Pierce heads to the plate. Young lady had a 2-run homer, and we could use another one.
There
And
you
she
go.
drives
Shot
that
towards
one
center
towards center. Center going to scoop it on the hop. And so Pierce with a well-hit rocket of a 1-hop single. And if she'd have hit that about 10, 15 feet to the left,
Yeah.
we'd have scored off of that one. As Pierce starts to clap from first base, and she looks at Zamora and says, come on. And Zamora hits that one high right up over first base. First baseman going to make that catch. And down goes Zamora on the fly out.
That's 2 outs here.
Yep. So now 2 outs,
Get a
and
2-out
Bella
rally.
Pierce comes to the plate. Young lady has had a single, and a single, and she steps up there ready. We need another one of those singles, and she fouls that one over toward the elementary.
On one of those singles, she made it in the park home run, remember?
Yes, out on the air.
Yes, sir.
Yes. With an RBI out of the deal, too.
She was pushing her sister in front of her.
Yeah, who was limping. And this one's
Another
fouled up
foul.
over the first baseman. Oh, and it whacks right on top of the metal roof on that first base dugout. So 0-2 here, 2 outs in a 10-6 ball game. Runners on
watch that
first and
changeup.
second. Here it
There
comes,
it
and
is.
it's extremely high and slow changeup for ball 1.
And Bella didn't bite on that one.
Yep. That's a weird-looking pitch when you're sitting here where we're at. And
There it
there's
is
the
again.
same pitch again. And so 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Rock boogie, oogie, 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 Heath Dean. And the Lady Cards could use some magic right here from Bella. And that one's going to go behind her, and the runners are going to advance easily to second and third. Shortstop running in at the catcher saying, don't throw it, don't throw it, don't throw it.
She was going to throw
She
for a
was.
second, right?
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Let's see what magic we've got, and that one's going to skip off the turf, and so Bella heads to first.
She
And
drew a
the
walk after that.
bases are loaded.
Time for a grand slam, ladies and
As
gentlemen.
Nieto comes to the plate, a young lady that has singled every time but one, and she had a fly out, and she steps in here ready to go. That first pitch is going to roll down the baseline after it skips off the turf for ball number 1. And Dillard thought about it. It was probably a good decision not to.
Yes.
That ball looked like it got away from the catcher, but it only rolled about 4 foot from her. Stepping back in there ready. Here comes the next pitch, and it's going to bounce off the turf for ball 2. And Nieto still in there. 2-0 is the count. 2 outs, 10-6 game, bases juiced for Nieto. And that one's going to skip in the exact same spot for ball 3. 3-0 to Nieto, and you got to give her the
Gotta
take
hold.
sign.
Yep.
You got to.
You got to
Gotta
give her
hold.
the
This
take
pitcher has not
sign.
thrown a strike.
Yeah,
That's
and
what,
she
8 pitches?
probably will since you said that, but
Nope.
there you go. It's right spot. And so that'll
Big
walk a
Williams
run
up.
in, and
What I'm
Nieto
talking about.
walks with an
And guess
RBI out
who's
of the
up?
deal, and Peyton Williams comes to the plate. She represents the winning run standing at home plate here. And this winning run is brought to you by Badger Hydrovac. They'll suck one over left field for you anytime you
Anytime.
need it done. You call Badger Hydrovac. Shane Williams and crew will drive one wherever you need them to. And so we'll see if Williams can do it to it here as
She
Peyton.
can deliver tonight, right?
And did we have a pitching change or no?
Nope.
No, they left her. Just a little visit. And so 10-7 is your score. The Cards trail by 3 with Peyton Williams up to the plate. There's 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Williams steps in ready to go. Here comes the pitch. It skips off the turf for ball 1. And what's her name? Not Kano. Yeah, Kano,
yes.
has thrown 4 or 5 straight pitches into the turf before it.
Williams.
Williams chased the
Don't
high
get excited,
change.
That
girl.
was high. Man.
She knows it. She knows it.
Yeah.
She just want to get out of the system.
Yep, she was
Want
like,
to get out of the system.
I don't think
Just
I'm going
relax.
to chase that one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here it comes, and that one's inside.
Oh, he did call that a strike.
No,
Oh,
no.
he did call that a strike, ladies and
That
gentlemen.
ball was inside a foot and a half.
I think
The
he's ready
crowd's
for dinner.
getting
too,
into it.
Jimmy.
Wow, he calls that a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
Wow.
Got to get quiet.
Yeah. And so Coach Bucket's going to come in and
Kinda
visit
relax, yep.
with Williams.
Man.
As that ball from our angle looked like it was a good foot inside,
It
and
was.
he called
It
it
didn't
a
look
strike.
it was,
I
Jones.
think
It
somebody
didn't
else
look.
didn't get no lunch either.
Man,
to
he's
go
ready
home.
for some. He's ready to get him something to eat. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Williams at the plate. Coach Bucket going to tell her just make contact, and they throw that one.
Change it.
Yes. Man, when that changeup comes
2,
out of
2,
her
2.
hand, it looks like it's
Yep.
going to go over the backstop.
2 balls, 2 strikes,
2
out.
balls,
Rock
2
boogie, oogie.
strikes, 2 outs. Rock boogie oogie hit Dean. There's a drive down the third base line. They throw it home, and they don't get it because they bobble it, and a run scores. as Pierce reaches on the Williams, we'll call it a single.
Yes, we'll call it a single.
And
All
that'll
the
bring
way.
Lizzie Gayton to the plate. The Cardinals trail 10-8. The bases are juiced, 2 outs, and Gayton steps in there. She wears the weight of all the Gaytons on her shoulders, and the ball's going to get by, and they're going to hold the runner.
They got a runner.
Oh, my
They gotta put
goodness.
her
She
in.
got speed out there. We got speed out there.
We held her. That ball went all the way to the backstop, bounced down the cage, down the side.
Yes, like a
She
hockey
went
puck.
easily. I mean, she could have walked on her hands and crawled in.
Okay,
So here
okay.
we go, Gayton.
We're
And
pushing
she
it now.
takes that one inside for ball number 1.
Two.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 balls, no strikes here to Gayton. I don't know if it's a Gabe Gayton, a Max Gayton. Oh, but she drives it towards short. Shortstop going to scoop it up, fires it
And
to
there it
third.
is.
And they're going to get her. And that'll end this ball game as the Lady Cards fall to Artesia JV 10-8 in a great game. They win game 1. I believe it ended up being 9-8.
Yes, sir.
And then they fall in game 2, 10-8. 2 great games. I enjoyed calling them.
Yes, yes.
Definitely an
Eunice
entertaining
battled,
night.
man. Eunice battled both games. We just came short on the second one, man.
Yep. So, with that said, I think we're done for Evie and everyone back at One Radio Square. For Miss Cole out there taking pictures. Charlie out there freezing to death with the mosquitoes attacking him.
Yeah, I'm telling
Lucindo
you.
in here listening to my nonsense. I'm Jimmy Jones. Thank you for listening and watching. We appreciate you. We'll see you Friday as the Lady Cards will be right back here at 4 o'clock. Thank you for watching and listening. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.